no idea. Oh, welcome. Good morning, everybody. It's the morning show. 10:03 on the East Coast. I hope you had fun last night. Whoever joined us, that over 2,000 of you that joined us for our live election night coverage, which went nowhere, kind of like we expected, because there's too much of that whole early voting, mail-in ballot stuff. We don't know who the president's going to be. I guarantee you one thing, whoever's going to be president will be a little bit retarded, because those are the two options that we're left with. The morning show is here. Head over to patreon.com/Pantelis to sign up for our Patreon. That's where you get exclusive podcasts. We watch movies with you Friday nights. This Friday, 9 p.m. is our official November movie night coming to a start. And it's not going to be spooky. I'm just fucking with you. We're done with the horror movies. That was in October. I don't know what I'm going to pick this week. It's going to be something Poseidon hasn't watched. Should be interesting. Patreon.com/Pantelis. Tonight on the 2 Drink Minimum channel, we'll be going live at 8 p.m. Me, Poseidon, and Mike Ward. Calling in all the way from the main streets of Brossard, host of the hit podcast Just Us Dads, where a bunch of daddies get together and discuss how they could register their children to vote. It's George Cedrizos. Welcome, G-Funk. With the news. How you doing, G? Did you stay up really late to watch the results?
I was up until about 2:30, quarter to 3.
Yeah, it's late. Me too. I was trying to sleep, but then I kept looking at my phone, and then I felt bad. I felt bad for people who were rushing to vote and get their stuff out, and then they're like, "This is meaningless." Then one guy's come out. He's like, "I already won." I remember Biden came out and said, "I like where we are. This is it. I'm president." And then Trump came out and said, "Yeah, this is looking good. There's fraud happening." And I was like, why don't you guys just shut the fuck up for a day and wait till the results get in?
Yeah, I was gonna call it early, man, and then when I saw that Biden was gonna speak, I'm like, oh, let me listen to what he has to say.
Yeah.
And then the journalists on TV were saying that there's a possibility that Trump says something. I'm like, I gotta hear what this fucking lunatic has to say.
It was too late, I guess. I didn't see. I only caught a clip.
Way too late. This morning, I very quickly, just before coming on, I flipped on to the news, and the commentators were saying that they got in contact with a few close advisors to Trump, and last night it was just a rant. They agree that the guy just went off.
Look, I'm going to say one thing, because I know Trump's mad. He's talking about voter fraud and everything. I'm not saying he's wrong. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's wrong about voter fraud. Obviously, there's voter fraud, but there's always voter fraud. I guarantee you there was voter fraud 4 years ago, and there was voter fraud 8 years ago, and we already know from someone we had on the podcast who voted for Obama 8 times in 2 elections. That's what happens. I'm not saying it's right. I think it's fucking stupid.
Unless it comes down.
Unless it comes down to, so just wait. Just wait. Let's see what's going to happen.
Unless it comes down to like 10 or 15, 20, even a couple hundred votes, the voter fraud is negligible in a country like the U.S. where you have hundreds of millions of people.
Well, hold on. If it comes down, because the way it's so tight, let's say it comes down to Pennsylvania, okay? Where Trump is winning right now before they get to the mail-in ballot. And then they find out that he's up by 700,000 votes, but there's 1 million uncounted votes. Those 1 million all go to Biden, and those don't have accurate posting on it.
No, that's
I'm just saying if it gets down
to magically appear for Biden.
I'm saying if it gets down to that, then obviously there's going to be questions. And this is what we were trying to avoid. Remember we said whoever wins, hopefully it's a landslide so that we don't have fuckery?
Yeah, no,
the
but
opposite
I think
is happening.
Kind of predicted that it wasn't going to be a landslide, despite the fact that pollsters were once again fucking wrong.
They're always wrong.
I don't know. Not always, because in the U.S. they're pretty.
Not last election.
Ball. No, exactly. Since 2016. So I'm not sure what the hell's going on down there. But despite the fact that everyone was looking at the polls and thinking Biden was going to win comfortably because he was double digits in the lead.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that both campaigns were pretty much sure that it was going to be close from the very beginning. So,
I heard there's a possibility of a tie, and nothing would make me more happy.
Are you guys following? Who's following now what's happening?
Poseidon's on the board right now. He's taking a look. The thing is, here's what's suspicious. And I saw one tweet, and I was like, that's a good point. Because they paused voting. They paused counting, And as soon as all of the Trump states, he was getting like clear margins. And then someone said, if Biden was winning those states, they wouldn't have paused the voting. And I was like, yeah, okay. But whether you pause it for a day or not, they're going to have to count it. So if Trump won or if Biden won, we're going to know. It's not like it's going to stop forever and we're never going to know. It's just a lot of tension right now with everything that's happening. But just stay calm. Because it doesn't matter in the end who wins. Except for the fact that if Biden wins, I guess people are going to pay more in taxes. But apart from that, your life is going to go on as normal. Don't invest so heavily into these two caricatures.
Yeah, exactly. But it's tough, man. It's like this is the biggest country in the world. I mean, eyes from all over are tuned in right now to see what the hell is going on. I mean,
But that's why don't embarrass yourselves. Like, don't start
well,
fires
that's
and
a
shit
little
because
too
your guy's
late
not winning. Yeah.
with respect to Trump. I think he already embarrassed himself, but I don't think he really cares. I want to get back to the elections. I want to talk about that.
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah. That's all anyone's talking about.
let's very quickly go through a few other things that happened that I want to just throw out there because there are some things that are worth noting. Uh, First, last week, we're going to touch a little bit of what's happening in France because last week we spoke about the terrorist acts in France
Yeah.
that were perpetrated in the Catholic Church. We spoke about the social, cultural, and ethnic divisions that exist in that
For
country.
the
That
record, a new episode of This Just Thing just dropped yesterday, and I talk all about that.
Yeah. So, there's a huge division in, a country that is known to be one of the most secular countries in the world. We also spoke about how these attacks weren't anywhere close to being over. And, just, days after that episode, another attack at a church, this time a Greek Orthodox church in Lyon, where the priest was shot twice in the chest. Reports are saying that he's in stable condition. Also, some articles, though, were suggesting that it wasn't really a terrorist attack because there were some personal issues. There may have been some
No, it
personal.
wasn't. It wasn't the personal. That was
But
the wrong. No, it was the wrong suspect. The guy had an alibi. It ended up it was a Turkish fanatic guy that shot him.
okay, there you
Yeah.
go. So yeah, so
But we were laughing at first because we thought it was some kind of priest feud, and then
yeah,
the priest that they
that's
blamed.
what came out early. Yeah.
Yeah, the priest they blamed was like, "What are you talking about?"
In any case, it comes at a time where these attacks are unfortunately becoming a reality.
Yeah, it's
Obviously,
bad.
anti-France demonstrations erupted all across the Muslim world, which obviously was no surprise, and it further kind of reinforced the divide that exists between the Western values and the flat-out obscurantism, that we're seeing in the Muslim countries. And of course, France isn't the only country hit by terrorism this week. We saw in Vienna where another senseless attack took place.
Yep.
4 people died, 5 people, including the attacker. Another 17 are injured, being treated for their injuries. Some obviously more serious than others. In this case, the attacker was an Austrian and North Macedonian. The guy had dual citizenship.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna correct you right there. It's Albanian and Skopje. You never give the fake Bulgarians the Macedonian title because I'm gonna flip this fucking table. Go on.
The fake Bulgarians. Here's the thing, man. He apparently had already been known. He had a known conviction in the past on terror charges. He was also known as an ISIS supporter. And you know what I don't understand is how these individuals, number one, they get released,
Mm-hmm.
and number two, how are they not monitored more closely? I mean, it seems to me that with every terrorist attack that we see, like not major, like individual ones, like this, where it's 1 or 2 people that kill, 5, 6, 10 people. It's always about. There's always a past that's connected to terror activities or
Yeah.
ISIS support. Governments have known about these activities,
Yeah.
and it just surprised me how governments aren't held more accountable about these things, right? And we've
Some
seen this
governments even pay out convicted terrorists millions of dollars, of taxpayer money.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah. Millions. Yeah, it
Yeah.
happened. We saw that. So yeah, I just ask myself. It just seems that it's repetitive. Every fucking time something happens, I always expect the follow up news. Oh, he was so and so. He I don't know. He had traveled, I don't know, to Syria, or he had
Yeah.
collected guns, or he was known from authorities. Like, so if he's known from authorities, what the fuck are we doing here? How is this guy free walking out there?
Well,
And
many
then-
times it's viewed as Islamophobic or racist when they press them or when they follow them or when they say it's suspicious. And a lot of these people nowadays, our government included, is very scared to do the right thing. They instead of doing the right thing, they want to do the politically correct thing, right?
Yeah, but at the end, people die, and we saw
Yeah.
that in Quebec as well.
Yeah.
Last Sunday, just simply horrible news. Usually Halloween is an exciting day. Everyone is happy. Kids are getting candies. Parents
Especially
know
the
they'll be eating
Satanists.
most of them.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is always happy. Well, not this year. Because some lunatic picked up his samurai sword, went trick or treating in Quebec City, where he killed 2 people, injured another, I think, 5. And
But in
again,
his defense, I heard that he asked him trick or treat, and they both answered trick.
surprise,
Yeah.
crap. Like, no, but so again, this is a man in his early 20s, known for being strange, unpredictable, And
But look,
what,
this guy, this is the difficult part. So this guy, from what I understand, he had mental problems. He was like a crazy
well,
person,
that's
right?
what I was going to say. Automatically, all the specialists came out suggesting that he had a severe psychological problem that may be at the source of this, saying that the patterns don't really suggest signs of any premeditated attack.
Yeah.
But other experts are saying the complete opposite, where they suggest that if somebody leaves Montreal
Yeah.
and drives 3 hours with a samurai sword, it's hard to imagine how it hasn't been premeditated.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on it being premeditated.
So-
But what I'm saying is, this guy, for example, if he's not part of like the KKK or ISIS, if he's not part of any of these crazy cults, okay, how do you monitor someone who inside has crazy feelings and ideas? There's nothing they could have preemptively done. I understand with all the ISIS people, when they follow them and they're on these message boards or they're part of like the KK or these underground like Nazi clubs and all that. Okay, I understand. You're watching them. If you let it slip and they shoot someone, they kill someone, yeah, you're at fault. You screwed up. But this type of thing, if someone just has a lot of demons inside him, you know what I mean? You don't know what he's thinking. What did you want them to, like, you can't preemptively, you can't arrest someone for thought crime,
No, I know. And
know what I
this has brought up a whole other debate again in Quebec about how well funded these services are in Quebec, because for years now they've been saying that this sector has been neglected in terms of funding.
Yeah.
At the same time, I was listening to the radio last week when this was going on, that there's thousands of psychiatrists in Quebec, and they're wondering where the fuck are the services, where are the services? Yeah, just sad day. I mean, the last week, it just seems that everything just blew up.
Well, it's kind of what Erdogan threatened last month, right? Remember when they were threatening with sanctions? He says, I have over 300,000 jihadis. If you decide to...
He's been saying it for years. And we're seeing reports coming out of Artsakh where now there's like over 2,000 Syrian mercenaries.
Yeah, that he shipped over.
He's clearly taking ISIS supporters and ISIS fighters.
Well, that would mean... So this is what we were debating yesterday in here, but nobody, because I guess there's the elections and no political leader, especially not ours here in Canada, that pussy, wants to take a real stand, because technically speaking, if right now we know that Erdogan is taking jihadist mercenaries that were in Syria, they were ISIS mercenaries, he's shipping them off to Libya, he's shipping them off to Artsakh, he's shipping them off into Europe so that they could do these attacks. Technically, doesn't that mean that now he is the leader of ISIS? He's leading them. So since we said we have to destroy ISIS, aren't we supposed to stop this guy? Or we only talk about that when we have to blow up Syrians, but like we don't want to touch him. It's crazy. He's if he's leading the charge and he's sending them around the world to do this stuff, then he's clearly in charge. How does he get to wash his hands of it?
Because regardless of how much we may hate Erdogan or Turkey or whatever,
I don't mind Turkey. It's him I don't like.
Yeah, exactly. You have to give it to the guy. The guy's playing his political game to perfection. He's hiding behind all these curtains, NATO, EU agreements and negotiations. Alliances with all these other countries, economic exchanges with some of the biggest economies in the world.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You're going to go to war with someone where you exchange billions of dollars every year. So the guy, he's not dumb. He knows what he's doing, and he's just moving the pawns to his favor. So.
It's disgusting.
Again, linked to this whole story, but closer to home now. And I'm sure that this next topic, you guys have much more to talk about.
Hold on, before we even get to that, did you see that tweet video of Jagmeet Singh? So Jagmeet Singh was on, I guess they were talking about on C-SPAN. He was talking shit about the American elections. He was talking shit about Trump. He should keep his fucking mouth shut because he's an official here, so he shouldn't get involved like that. And also the stuff he said about how bad it is, the COVID-19, and it's basically Trump's fault. Yeah, Trump's to blame for COVID-19. Like, I don't mind you not liking Biden. I don't mind you not liking Trump. But don't make stuff up. If people start coming out and saying that Biden caused AIDS or Trump caused COVID, these are crazy things to say, okay? So anyway, so he's talking a lot of shit, but I would like to remind people, because I'm not to be fucked with, Jagmeet Singh is one of these fake people who is getting paid by the government. He's getting paid by our tax dollars. He spends most of his day on fucking TikTok, okay? And also, this guy's out there talking about the climate, how important it is, but we know for a fact, thank you, Poseidon, high five, that whenever he goes to a new city, he demands Sorry, would you like an eco-friendly car? Fuck no. Get the Escalade. Get the biggest fucking rapper car we have. This guy is, yeah. This guy's full of shit. So if you're gonna talk shit, buddy, don't fucking do it from a glass house.
But he's not the only one.
No, he's not the only one. But he's the one who decided to talk shit this morning. So he's the one I'm going after now.
No,
not to be fucked with.
I retweeted it yesterday too. You have the mayor of Montreal.
Another dummy who speaks on behalf of all of us now, apparently.
Yeah. Montreal is supporting you. Whoa, what the fuck are you talking about, man?
Montreal doesn't support any of these fucking candidates. Get out of here. Everybody's an individual.
Why are they taking us? Like, this is honestly, guys, this is the first time I'm seeing this thing.
Yeah.
Like, usually they're very careful in taking sides. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Anyway, this next topic for me is something that has troubled me, for the whole week there. Linked, of course, to France. So like we said, following all the events that were happening in France, President Macron came out publicly and denounced the act, stating that he will always stand up and defend, the Western values, primarily freedom of speech and freedom of expression. And now we come to Canada, where journalists were curious to see where Justin Trudeau stands on the issue. And since last week, he's been asked 3 times to comment on that. And on every occasion, he says he will always defend freedom of speech and expression, but that we also need to be respectful towards others and make sure we don't hurt or do anything that may harm others.
Does he mean like blackface?
I don't know exactly. Look, so this is exactly what he said, right? He said, and I quote, "We will always defend freedom of speech. Freedom of expression is not unlimited. For example, it is not allowed to yell fire in a packed theater.
We know that.
In a respectful society such as ours, everyone must be aware of the impact of our words and actions on others. There are communities expressing huge discrimination in Canada today. So yes, we will always defend freedom of expression, but everyone must act respectfully towards others and not try to needlessly or arbitrarily hurt someone we share this planet and society with." This is the worst thing that I've heard coming out of any politician's mouth, especially in Canada. And of course, you mentioned Jagmeet Singh. Jagmeet Singh obviously agrees with him, but fucking nobody cares about what he or the NDP has to say. Trudeau had one opportunity to come out and support one of Canada's oldest allies, but at the same time, reiterate the importance of our Charter of Rights and Freedoms.
Yeah.
Of course, he fucking messed up. And honestly, guys, I think obviously it's a major mistake.
Okay, just to give people context of how goofy it is, okay, for a Canadian leader, a leader of the Western world, to be saying things like this. I'll show you right now. I'm going to pull this up. We've got, there we go, a minister from the United Arab Emirates backs Emmanuel Macron's remarks about Muslims. The UAE, a minister in the UAE, is like, yeah, of course freedom of expression is important. You can't fucking cave to terrorism. Are you crazy? And our guy here, Trudeau's like, well, there's limits. Like, I can do blackface, but you can't do something that'll piss this guy off. It is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, guys, look, this is, we laughed a lot about all these other stupidities that he said.
This is bad. This is bad optics.
Look, guys, this is bigger than dressing up in blackface, bigger than dressing up as an Indian in India. It's much bigger than people kind. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is bad.
I can keep going on and on, right, with all the stupidities that have come out of this guy's mouth. We could have, he could have very simply said that, the drawings, I find them offensive.
Yeah.
It's his opinion. I find them offensive, but, that we have every right here in Canada to publish them because of the fundamental rights that make up this country. Say something like that.
Perfect answer.
Offensive. I find it offensive personally.
Yeah, I wouldn't draw them. I wouldn't share them. However, we have the right to. Then I'd be fine with that. Yeah.
I mean, look at what we've been doing since the beginning of this show. I mean, we've been heavily criticizing Trudeau because we believe he's often incompetent.
Yes.
So what does this mean now? Does this mean that we should stop criticizing him because we may offend or hurt someone listening?
Exactly.
Or does it only apply to religion or only to one religion specifically?
Which then means that that's not equality. Then we're creating a special class.
So I just think that, Justin Trudeau saying this week that he agrees with freedom of speech or freedom of expression as long as no one is hurt
is absurd.
Is like saying that as long as we don't offend or hurt the people, that may act out violently and kill innocent people.
So I have a question.
Flat out shameful. It's shameful.
This one is for Justin Trudeau. And this goes back to a tweet by the Honorable Mr. Husackos. So Justin Trudeau, if you care that much about people being offended, why were you, when there was sanctions and we've discussed that we should not be selling weapons to Turkey, why for the past couple of months have you been giving Turkey weapons that they've been using on Artsakh and killing innocent people? So the innocent people that are dying, the Armenians that are dying, is that not offensive? Are they not taking offense to that?
Yeah. Senator Husackos is doing a good job. He's like we said last week, he's pushing for a motion in the Senate for the recognition of Artsakh, which is going to be huge. But to get back on that thing,
you know Husackos personally? Get him on my podcast. Let's get him on. Let's do this.
Yeah, do it.
Let's get the senator on.
On the flip side, you had the Quebec Premier Legault, who took advantage of that fucking stupidity to publicly disagree with Trudeau and unconditionally defend freedom of speech. And in addition to that, and this is where it gets embarrassing.
hold on. Look, I'm like, Legault is fucking hilarious. So he's like, there's no condition to freedom of speech, as this crude drawing of Muhammad will demonstrate, you know. Could you imagine if that was the press conference? I only had 15 minutes. I did the best I could. Like.
No, but think of it politically. This guy's following what's happening in Ottawa. He's like, oh, what a fucking lunatic. Let's go out and push some buttons over here.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it.
I don't agree that this is the time to push buttons. Everyone's on edge.
No, but listen to what happens. So Premier Legault comes out and defends freedom of speech. And in response to that, the French President Macron, as a slap in the face to Trudeau, he calls Premier Legault to congratulate him and thank him for standing up for these freedoms, which is it's completely embarrassing. The guy's calling a provincial premier, telling him, good job, thank you so much. Premier Legault fucking tweets it. Macron retweets it. You know what I mean? And it's like, Trudeau's watching this now. And look, I'm telling you, from here on until he has some sort of clear answer, the media is going to be all over his ass again.
Yeah.
You're going to every time he comes up, they're going to ask him, "Are we allowed to draw cartoons of the Prophet Muhammad, or are we allowed to draw cartoons about pedophile Catholic priests in Quebec? Yeah. Are we allowed?" Like, they're going to be pushing this guy. I don't know. I don't know. But this is huge. This is not just a political agenda or some partisan line. We're talking about our Charter of Rights and Freedoms over here. Anyway, let's get on to the elections. There's really not much to say, like you said. I mean, they're not really over, but it's a freaking tight race.
I know.
Look, like I said, I was following until about 2:30 in the morning. The Electoral College was at 221 versus 213 for Biden. I'm not sure where it stands right now. I think early this morning it was.
Well, they had stopped the voting for a bit. They paused the voting, which is pissing people off. I agree, that is kind of annoying.
As we speak now, I think Biden has 238. Trump is still stuck at 213.
So remember, guys, the thing about this, because people are like overreact, like because Biden's in the lead right now. It's not a. Remember one thing. Until one of them gets to 270, like literally, Biden could have 269 and Trump could have had 3. You have to wait till everything's done, and he could still lose. It's not like a game where there's a time limit. If you're winning by then, you win.
This is so close. Where some analysts last night that I was watching were even suggesting that they're going to come to a tie at 269 each, and the determining
is the popular vote.
No. It was going to be in Nebraska, because Nebraska has 2 congressional votes. So like every other state has the Electoral College. So you win the state, you win whatever. Amount of points come with that state. In Nebraska, it's different because it's divided. I think it has 4 total, but it's divided in 2. It's divided in 3 for one district and 1 vote for another district.
Oh, that's interesting.
And what happens is that Trump, the conservatives usually get the district where there's 3 electoral votes, and the Democrats usually win the district where there's 1 vote. So they were saying that it's going to come down to that one little district in Nebraska, where Biden gets that 1 vote that's going to get him to 270. But I don't think it's the case. Basically, so the Electoral College was at 221. So like I said, now we're at 238 versus 213. The Democrats had already won the House.
Yeah.
And Senate was tied at 46. This morning I saw the Senate is tied at 47. So that's going to be a close one as well. Basically, there's a couple of states that everyone was expecting this election to be decided on. They were too close to call last night. Obviously, they're still too close to call today.
Are you talking about Michigan, Pennsylvania?
Yeah, well, I had put down Arizona. Arizona finally was given to Joe Biden this morning. We're looking at Michigan, Wisconsin, North Carolina, Georgia, and Pennsylvania. Unless I'm wrong, unless Georgia has been No. Yeah. So
No.
we have Georgia,
Georgia's still
Michigan,
tight.
Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. So these are the, how many are they? There's 6, 2, 4, yeah, 6.
So
There's
if
6
I'm
states
to
that-
understand correctly, judging by the markets and how the Chinese reacted last night when Trump was actually projected to win at one point before we had this whole fuckery happen, the dollar stays strong if Trump wins, and if Biden wins, there's going to be a little bit of turmoil and it'll shake up the economies of the world. But for how long? A couple of days, you think? Like a month, and then shit'll get back to normal? Because I think that's the scariest part. People, when they realize that if one side wins, it's going to fuck up their wallet for a bit.
Yeah. Well, look, yeah, that's what foreign governments and even foreign investments always look at, right? With every election, they look at political stability.
Yeah.
So obviously, look, based on Trump's statements last night, the guy came out and said, "This is a fraud. It's an embarrassment. We're going to go to the Supreme Court and stop the voting."
But here's the thing: you know that they can't do that, right? Because this is determined at the state level. So that's not but the only. Here's what I understand is like I saw that whole thing this morning about the.
Sorry. The Supreme Court can. Back in.
No, the Supreme Court can vote on it, but they did it. 8 years ago? They voted for.
They can walk in and they can walk. I remember back in was it Al Gore with Bush?
Yeah.
In Florida, it was so tight that it was, what's his name? The Italian Supreme Court justice that died. What was his name? I can't remember what his name was.
Who cares?
So yeah, he walked into Florida and said, "Look, it's enough is enough.
Stop.
We're gonna cut it where." Yeah, they were talking about that actually yesterday on the. I was watching it on ABC. They were.
I was watching on ABC too. They said that it's supposed to be at the state level. It shouldn't even be able to go up to the Supreme Court. Like the fact that they do it is illegal. Or
someone on the panel mentioned that once the Supreme Court justice walked into, it was closed. That So yeah, so he can't do that. He can't go to the Supreme Court and stop the vote. All the votes should be counted for. Let's just remind everyone that there were nearly 100 million ballots that were cast either through mail-in or in advance polls. So they need to be counted. So I'm not sure exactly
what if it would be discovered that a huge portion of those are fraudulent. What happens? That's the thing that I'm wondering. Is they go, there's fraud.
If they discover that they're fraudulent votes, they get rejected, right? And that's
Hold
why.
On, but then don't you have to go back and count everything?
Yeah, that's what happens. You go back and you count every single vote. There's elections here, guys, that have been won by a couple of votes. Like we had a political advisor at our office who's been doing politics since the 80s, and she was involved in an election. I can't remember where, but honestly, they had to recount twice, and the person won by 50 votes.
That's absurd.
You know what I mean? So. But I mean, we're much smaller here than the U.S., right?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm talking about recounting.
And we're not talking about recounting every single vote all over the country. It's going to get down to the most contested state, the most contested district, and then they're going to look at those ballots. So I don't.
Oh yeah, you're right. They're not going to. Yeah, if there's landslide states, they're not going to
be like, all right, recount. Like 100 million votes or whatever number of people voted.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no, they're going to go to the state. So where is it contested? Like what I was telling you before, I think it was, Nevada. Nevada right now, there's a difference of 8,000 votes between them, right? If it comes down to that, I mean, they're going to count 10,000 votes, whatever. How long is it going to take,
So Nevada, you know what's strange for me? That does seem suspect because, so Nevada's basically shut down, right? Casinos, all that with COVID. Yeah. So if they go blue, they'll stay shut down, and then what are they gonna do? They're gonna move out of there. Like I don't understand. Like I don't understand what you're voting for. You're
voting for your next president. I mean, does it change the fact that there's COVID and you're stuck at home?
I think so. Yeah. Well, because you're voting. Because are you voting for the president that you just want to see, or are you voting for their policies?
You're voting for both, but it doesn't change the fact that you're living in a district where. Everything is shut down because of COVID. What does that change?
Well, that one wants to open up businesses and the other wants to keep them shut down.
I don't know if Trump wants to open all those businesses during COVID. I mean, what's happening locally? I'm not really following, but there has to be some sort of regulation that they're putting into effect, right? Are all casinos closed in Nevada?
I have no idea. We got people from Nevada that are fans, so they might be able to answer that.
But he's been talking about just reopening America in general. after the election, I think. So
Yeah, I don't know how much of it is posturing, how much of it is bullshit.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. I think they're all lying.
Because you
It's
can't
still the campaign.
force.
You want to give people confidence also.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I mean, like we've seen everywhere. I mean, it comes down to the state, right? They control everything.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. You can't force the state to open or close. Like it's, I don't know.
Yeah. So, and look, obviously, this is a very close election. I mean, like you said before, like we just said, I mean, if it's decided by, I mean, if the results come within half a point to 1 point, they will have to go back to evaluating each of those ballots one by one. I'm not sure what the law states. I think that if you come within half a point, it's automatic. The recount is automatic.
That makes
Like, there's no
sense.
question.
I have no issues with that.
So, we'll see what happens. Look, one thing's for sure, and this is what we were saying before we went live. This election is way closer than the pollsters predicted, and it still baffles me how off they've been in the election since 2016. I mean, it's incredible. And the U.S. polls. I mean, they're known to be on top of the ball, right? I mean, they know what the fuck they're doing. Usually, these guys are top in their industry. So I'm not sure how how they've been off like this. I don't know.
What's happening? Hold on, George. Phil just walked in.
Is asynchronous. It might just be YouTube.
Asynchronous? What do you mean, like with the voice and stuff?
Yeah, like.
Oh, that's nothing you did. That's just this YouTube. Don't worry about that. Don't stress. Keep doing your job.
I'm just making sure he didn't do it.
Yeah.
That's all.
I'm not synchronized with what I'm
No,
saying.
no, no.
It's
Don't
like
worry.
those,
No. This is
those karate movies, those Asian karate movies.
No. This is just what's it called? What do they say? This is propaganda. He's bringing it in to destabilize our government here. Don't listen to that.
Turn on my mic.
Don't listen to that. So we got Phil Balabanos joining us.
you fuckers?
Better late than never.
I'm not late.
Phil, the show started over a half hour ago.
Time is a construct. my
Ah.
friend. Time is a construct. What's up, George?
How's it going, buddy?
Down out there counting fucking Biden votes. Down in Brossard.
He's out there counting Biden votes in Brossard, and he was talking to us about France and
I was
freedom of
listening.
expression. Were you listening?
Yeah.
Did you hear about Legault?
Which part?
What happened with Legault here? With,
No, I didn't. I
oh,
missed
that's
that
what I was asking. Basically, Macron, because Justin Trudeau dropped the ball on freedom of expression. So Legault picked up the ball and said, you know what? Freedom of expression has no limits. Fuck you guys. Be offended. And then Macron apparently called Legault and said, hey, good job, man, maintaining freedom of expression. He's like, that's right.
What?
Fucking, yeah,
When
the
did
president
this
of France
happen?
called me. So, yeah,
When
so then
did
he
Legault
tweeted
become
it.
my premier.
So then he tweeted it, and then Macron retweeted him. He's like, yo, we homies now. Freedom of speech.
oh shit.
Yeah.
Vive la France.
And then that makes Trudeau look like a weak-ass leader. Because instead of
I
calling
mean, I don't know
yeah.
if that makes him look like a weak ass leader. I think he
Oh,
was doing a
trust me.
great job on his own.
No.
Now he looks like a
Look,
bitch.
I listen to a lot of French radio because that's I love.
Yeah, you're so cultured. I know, George. Rub it in.
I'm not cultured at all.
I
It's
listen
just-
to a lot of Swahili radio.
I just love the commenting and the fact that
That's
they
me?
pretty much
not
all of
me,
them
that's you,
bash the federal government. So
My
it creates
bad.
a nice little controversy there. But he's
Good
being
times.
bashed.
Good times.
He's being bashed in the media.
Good.
And even
Chudinsky?
even in
Vive
English
le
papers,
Quebec.
even in the English papers, I think even the Globe and Mail bashed him. Like fuck the Globe and Mail.
That's his paper.
Say it, Poseidon.
Say it.
as they say in good old French, "Vive la révolution."
No, we're not revolted. We're just Vive le Quebec, bro. We'll pull the fingers.
Je me souviens.
All
Okay, that's fine. I'll take
right,
that
I'll
one.
take.
Yeah, sure.
I'll allow it.
Je me
I'll allow
souviens
it.
is all right.
Je me souviens is good. We'll go with that.
Jimmy Souvians.
Yeah.
Actually, I saw a great license plate this morning. Just as a side note, it said Frisky.
It said what?
It was a big fat man driving the
You know,
car.
it'd be funny because you have the Je me souviens on top. It would be funny if you get a custom license plate that says I forgot.
Can you put special characters like question marks and?
No, just letters and numbers.
That would be great. Je me souviens de? Question mark.
Yeah,
What do you remember?
I have a custom license plate for 2 years that I have yet to. I pay for every year and I have yet to activate
What does
it
it
and
say?
put it. Oh, it's. You wait.
Oh,
I have a guess already. I'm not gonna say it though.
Good.
ass man.
So I'm seeing a tweet. Oh no, this was 2 hours ago, but I'm not sure how valid it is. It says Joe Biden has officially received more votes for president of the United States than any candidate in history, and the counting isn't even finished yet.
That's
So
because the
I'm-
turnout is higher than. it's
Yeah,
ever
that's
been.
actually possible. Yeah,
mean, that's
they're
very
not higher,
possible,
and
yeah.
the population is growing. But that you see, these are statistics that some people get excited about and like, oh my god, that's amazing.
I
but
mean, that
it
is
should
something
come
to
with
get
the
excited
times. That's that's like saying I don't know, Poseidon has now eaten better than anyone in his. Yeah, no shit. Poseidon has access to fucking food 24/7. It's
Or
not the
it's
same.
like saying more people voted for Biden today than voted for Abraham Lincoln, for example.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean, there's
not
more
a-
people now.
There's more people,
Yes,
so I
I mean,
hope
it's
that's
good that
true.
turnout is high.
Yeah, more people voted for Trump than they did for Abraham Lincoln.
I've just been cringing constant this last like 48 hours.
I
Just-
can't take it.
It's all these influencers and celebrities coming out. You
I
should.
don't follow that, guys. I've
I don't
honestly
follow it
purposely
either,
blocked
but
all that shit out, and I just look at the news. And for me, it's exciting.
Lady
This is an
Gaga
exciting
made me
elec-
want to see Trump win. The second I saw Lady Gaga going crazy and doing those weird videos for Biden, I was like, now I hope Trump wins just so she gets mad. Like, that's all they do is they divide the
Guys,
country.
How rare? Like, I don't remember in the past this many celebrities ever taking front
in
stage.
2016,
Well,
they
dude,
got involved.
they're scared, dude. We
Not-
just
not like
discovered their
this time.
pedophile rings. We just discovered what the fuck's happening in Hollywood. All this fuckery. They're scared, bro. They gotta get the heat off them.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Did you see Jagmeet this morning?
Yeah, we talked about it. I was really
Tweeting
pissed.
to all his Canadian followers to go out and vote. I think he's confused.
Yeah, he's a dummy. This guy.
Like, since when does an allied nation of another nation
talk shit.
allow its
sides.
opposition
Yeah.
to take sides or plant,
It's
even
incredible.
plant?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you don't speak for me, fucking
Yeah,
Valerie
Plant, for speaking on behalf of everyone, I'm going to speak on behalf of Plant. I'm a retard. So there you go. That's how it works, bro. We speak on behalf of each other, you dummy.
Like, everyone who's out there saying go vote, that's fine. I have no issue with go vote. But it shouldn't be go vote so we can get our candidate. It should be go
Yeah.
vote and fucking...
Yeah.
It's your democratic right.
Yeah.
It's your obligation. Go vote. Yes, go vote.
But this Jagmeet guy, he thought he was on
Jagmeet's
he's
a
been watching
fuck-
too much TikTok.
Honestly,
He forgot what
Jagmeet.
country he was in.
Jagmeet makes me so mad. As like a former member of like the NDP, like a NDP voter.
Yes, you were a commie light, but you have seen the light.
I mean, communism or not, forget all that. Like, Layton was a guy you could get behind.
I liked Jack Layton. There was
Like,
something about him.
There was something about Jack Layton. You're like, this guy can take the country in the right direction. And that explains so much of how their popularity grew, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Even
it
if
was
you
him.
don't fully agree with socialism.
No, but I'm telling you right now, I don't agree with fully agree with socialism. I like Jack Layton.
Yeah, he was
Jack
like,
Layton could have had my vote. I like Jack Layton. He's a nice guy. He was genuine. You felt like
he's what a career politician should be. If
yeah,
you're gonna be a career
you
politician.
felt like he actually gave a shit about people, and then
I
he
think
died.
he actually fucking did.
That's what I felt. I'm telling
That's
you.
why-
To me,
that's why they died him.
no, but to me, that's what it felt like. To me, I
shouldn't
really,
say
really
that.
liked
That's
him.
not true. It's a
And then
tragedy what
nobody,
happened.
nobody killed him.
No.
And then Malker, I believe, had taken over right after.
Yeah, but
and
Malker
he
was
dropped
like
the
basically
ball.
a liberal.
But he seemed like a dummy, and I was like, now this party doesn't have the same appeal.
Malker once. I don't know if you remember this, George. You were there. It was during like the Greek community days back then when we were volunteering, and we were at the Outremont Liberal office. He was still a Liberal MP at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and Malker came in. He was talking to my dad, and I was like, I don't know, 19. I wasn't a little kid. I was like a
What do you mean it was a liberal MP? Okay. Look, Mulcair was a liberal provincially. He was elected out of Chamonix in Laval with the Liberal Party of Quebec.
So then maybe it was in his NDP office. Maybe I'm mixing things up.
Sure.
Anyway,
Yeah, for
so we walk in. Malcair's talking to my father. I mean, you and your former
Glory.
Jefe were there. And he just looks at me and he goes, "Who's this guy?" And my dad goes, "That's my son." Like, I'm 19. I'm already balding and have a
there?
beard. Yeah, you were there. And he just reaches over and he goes, "Nice to meet you." And he pats me on the head. I'm like, this guy just lost my vote forever. This whole party. I looked at him. I go, "Did you just pat me on the head?" He's like, "Ha." And he walked off. I'm
Bill,
like, that was weird.
I didn't know you had a retarded son.
My dad just looked at me. He's like, conservatives don't look so bad now. Eh? That's what he told me.
They
Where
respect
was this?
you.
I don't remember this.
I don't know if you even noticed it or it was just, I know you were there though. It was just funny. He was a strange guy. Interesting character.
Strange guy, but
But
Leighton I really like.
Jagmeet is no Leighton. That's
No,
for sure.
no one's a Leighton. I actually like Leighton. I'm willing, dude. Like as much as like I don't like communism, I'm willing to call a spade. I'm willing to give credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
And just like Trudeau, the first time Trudeau, I voted for Trudeau the first time. Yeah, I voted for Trudeau the first time. When I was like, I'll admit it, I voted for Trudeau. I was like, we'll get some change in. I helped the cocksucker out. And then it took less than a week. It took less than a week for me to realize I had made a horrible mistake. It wouldn't have changed anything. But it's when he said the budget will balance itself because he was just destroying the economy. I was like, oh, fuck, that is a
doesn't math
retarded
good.
thing to say.
But he had said that before the election. It was, I think, before even the campaign. So it's your fault that you had.
It is my fault, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because very early on, I remember
he
that.
did say that pretty early.
Oh, I don't remember that early on.
Budgets. What budgets? My mom will give us the cash.
Yeah, he had said something. He goes, you guys, you haven't been in power so long, and you're just fucking hemorrhaging cash. Like, don't worry, man, this shit will take care of itself. And I was like, oh, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
But I didn't know any better because I was
either way, it makes no difference.
I was very influenced by the media because the media was making Harper's government sound like they were Nazis, the worst thing, like what they're doing now.
I mean,
so
the conservatives did do a lot of very subversive, backroom, sketchy things, and especially at the end.
Such as?
I don't remember anything now to make an example.
Such as?
I can't remember anything.
Okay,
right
so
now,
then
I'll
don't
How about
come out and make those
nominations?
statements.
How about nominations
Yeah,
of
yeah,
people
yeah.
out of the blue to the Senate?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't remember any premier, any prime minister of Canada having gone 3 times to the ethics commissioner, having been found guilty 3 times.
Yeah.
Was that Harper?
No,
that's Trudeau.
Oh no, I thought
That's
you were trying to
Trudeau.
make a point. That's why I was confused.
Yeah, the point he's making is that
they
they were actually a good government.
Trudeau's better. Yeah,
No,
in
no, no.
retrospect, they're
but
fantastic.
but it's not in retrospect. That's where we're wrong. I fell for the media, and I was like, they held the country strong during the recession, 2008, the big crash, right? They did a fantastic job.
stable,
yeah, and we talked so much shit because of the media. Like I fell for it. I was like, these guys, and then I'm thinking, like, wait, why are they bad? Because they didn't want to pay a convicted terrorist millions of dollars. Like, what the fuck made them bad?
In retrospect, yeah. I guess you're right.
Yeah, no.
Looking
I
back on it now.
admit that I was wrong about Harper. I 100% admit it.
Maybe I should have made those fucking propaganda videos for
Harper
them.
was obviously not. Go ahead.
They were
Poseidon.
paying well.
I just voted for him based on the fact that it was going to legalize weed because I had seen
A lot of people did that, yeah.
I'd seen
I mean,
a lot of
that's
people go to
silly, but
get
I
arrested
understand why.
for like a fucking roach, basically.
Did you hear what he said a few days ago? I don't know. Trudeau. He basically was talking about how we're going to rebuild the economy. I don't remember where he was speaking. And he goes, what we need right now is, people need to get back to work, and the unemployment is high, blah, blah, blah. He's going on about this, right?
We can't afford this anymore.
You know what he says? He goes, we have the solution. We're going to triple our input for immigration. We need more immigrants.
Yeah.
But there's no jobs for the...
There's no jobs for the people that are here. He's like, that's how we do it. And I have no issue with new immigrants.
But it doesn't make sense.
But that's not like, it's like saying we have a fire. What we should do is build a hay barn down the street. That's going to take care of the fire.
Economically, he's saying we have crippling debt. There's only one way to fix this. Take out a couple of loans. Get some more loans. So what are you talking? You just said we have crippling debt. You're just adding more debt.
Have you looked into this whole plan for immigration reform that's talking about like the tripling?
What do you mean immigration reform?
It's not reform. It's not reform. I'm sorry. But this new immigration plan, George, have you read about it?
I haven't, but I don't think it's new. I think from the very beginning he had a program where he would bring in. I can't remember how many.
Are they immigrants or refugees though?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter. Financially, it matters. We get money
Canadian.
when we get refugees.
From who?
From George, help me. Where does the money come from when Canada accepts a refugee? Global, internationally.
We don't get money.
I remember from when I used to work.
I never
at
heard about that.
CLSC.
Do we get money, George? I never heard about that shit.
What, the High Commission, the UN High Commission.
Is it from the UN High Commission? Maybe.
No, I don't think so. I think it's Canada that takes care of them.
Yeah, we don't get money for
There
that.
is some money that comes in somewhere.
No.
Maybe not anymore. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, we don't get money.
I know we
for that.
used to.
But there's no problem with refugees or immigrants.
nothing. I'm just
That's how
curious.
this country's built.
No, I was playing on your joke about taking out the loan. Like, let's get a bunch of people to take the money.
But you're 100% right. When you said you called them out, you're 100% right. You can't say in one sentence, we don't have enough people aren't working, and then we'll bring in more people for the jobs that don't exist. You're 100% right. That's crazy. It's not anti-immigration.
No.
It's anti-logic.
It's AntiLogic.
Because now all you're doing is you're creating
that's their slogan, though, right? Liberals, AntiLogic.
But you're creating a bigger lower class. That's all you're doing. You're taking the poor community and you're making it bigger. You're just adding more people that can't work.
I mean, it's a tried and tested system, right? If you want to maintain power, you get a bunch of helots at the bottom doing fucking manual labor, and you don't pay them enough to get out of there. Exactly.
Yeah.
I always vote liberal.
Yeah.
Like, that's how
Well,
they
we
built
did
the
the same
community.
thing. Greeks for years. It was
They still do, for
They
the most part.
They don't, man.
They don't
Guys,
anymore now.
no,
I
hope not.
Last year when I was doing the car ride podcast during the campaign.
Shameless plug. Car ride conversation with George, a now dead show because you can't be in the same car with strangers. Not allowed.
It's
The
done.
police said
over.
it's not allowed by George.
We're gonna revive it. Maybe who knows? But
Post-pandemic.
during
Driving
that
a
time,
tractor.
I had all these different candidates from all these different parties, and I was talking to them and organizers and all these other people, and they were telling me, especially in ridings with high immigrant vote, for example, a lot of them were counting their numbers, and they were saying, listen, the liberals are taking for granted the younger generations whose parents are immigrants, like for example our generation, right?
Yeah.
Speak for yourselves, okay? I'm not an immigrant. Neither are my parents.
No, voters whose parents are immigrants. So, and it's easy to identify, right? You're looking at the electoral list. You're looking at Balabanos, Santrili. You're like, okay, these guys, their parents are immigrants, and automatically the liberals are they put them on their side. They take them for granted.
Is that true though, George? Or are you just telling us how you lost the election? Because that's what you did.
No. It's true. This is what happens when you're canvassing and you're trying to project your the percentage of the vote that you're going to get. Very often, what they do is that they take, like we used to do that all the time. Because we knew that the Italian voters, because they were of a certain age, they only vote liberal, we would put them on that list. I remember everyone under the age of 35, I would reject them. I wouldn't put them in my list.
NDP.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I would do the same thing for the Greeks, like, you know what I mean? So, but just to give you a little bit of an idea. So they were saying, a lot of them were saying that, the liberals are taking these votes for granted. And they're right, because the newer generations aren't necessarily following the trend, the voting trends that their parents were.
Yeah.
So,
you might be right, though. I don't know. I remember looking at the numbers, especially back when the orange wave happened and how communities vote. And I was looking at the raw data that I don't remember why. Like, honestly, I really don't remember why it had come across my desk kind of situation. And we were looking at it, and we're starting to see even then, like within the Greek community at least, I don't know about the other ethnic communities, but the vote was starting to change, right? Yeah. But that was like a very specific moment in time where weird things were happening.
I'm not so sure a lot of Greeks voted for the NDP.
I'm not insinuating that at all.
Not a lot of Greeks. Just the ones that survived, the ones that were part of the Communist Party in Greece, they obviously vote for NDP here. And there's a few of them.
I don't know if they even do at this point.
Yeah, they vote here.
The NDP in this part of history right now, they don't even make sense, some of the things they're saying.
But they're the closest thing to communism in Canada.
Yeah, but you can still vote for you're probably right. I don't know how they vote.
It's the closest thing. I'm saying it's the closest thing ideologically, so that's what they'll vote for.
I'm not even truly, like we always joke that Phil was a communist. I don't even fully reject socialism as a concept. Like, I don't think it's completely flawed. I think it is flawed, but it has some points. But we can't have a government-centric, like where there's so much power in the government system until the government becomes what it was always intended to be, which is, the arm of the population. Like, and until we can't have that until education is fixed and we have an educated voting population.
Well, no, even if we're all super educated, more power to the government is not a good thing. I believe the government should have less power. The power should be in the people.
Because you're treating the government like it isn't the people.
The government is not the people.
But it should be.
It can't be.
It can't be too many people. We have the technology to have direct democracy where we can be involved in major decisions daily.
I see what you're saying. Like, everyone votes?
Everyone votes for
too many people.
We're not too many people. Why?
We're millions of people.
Why?
Why are we millions of people?
No.
People fuck, people immigrate.
You. Why is that not possible?
Because there's too many varying opinions and outcomes that the outcome
so let's decentralize
benefits
slightly.
Different people.
So let's decentralize.
So for example, right now you can have like the four of us arguing over what's for dinner, okay? Now, not taking into consideration that you're lactose intolerant. There's me and Poseidon and you, let's say, and we're voting. If me and Poseidon decide, no, we're going to have fucking, I don't know, cheese curds and melted, it's just stuff that you can't eat.
Yeah.
We win the vote. We're just 2-1. You're fucked. It should be your individual choice what you get to eat, what I get to eat, what he gets to eat.
That's a very, very specific example.
But that's what democracy is, right?
Yes.
It's two wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner.
Yeah, but you're thinking about it with the way that we're used to over here, where it's like a simple majority. There are countries, like, for example, take Greece, okay, where you have the proportional representation system.
Yeah.
And you need to pass a certain barrier. I think it's 3% of the popular vote, and you get elected in the House, right? Yeah. So,
but someone still gets fucked, right?
Always.
In his example,
Always.
Even with the proportional vote.
Of course. So the argument there is that it's a lot more representative because it doesn't reject the lost vote. Like, let's say, for example, in Canada, you win with 4-9% of the vote. All the other votes pretty much are wasted. But that's how it works. I got the most votes, so I advance.
Yeah.
So in these countries, it's like, why should we put all those votes to the garbage when people actually voted and their voice should be heard? So they created this proportional representation, and it takes into account even those votes as well. So what that does, though, maybe it feeds into the argument that, look, we're creating a better voice for the population because it's more representative. But on the flip side, because of that system, it creates more and more small parties to be in the House or in the Parliament, and it makes it more rare for majority governments to be formed.
What you
so
need-
look at Italy. Look at Italy, man. From the Second World War, I think they've had like 40 governments. Like retarded. It all like a year and a half, 2 years, boom, next elections, because they cannot withhold a government. There's so many parties.
I mean, except for Berlusconi, he was around for a while.
He was good too. He was banging hookers.
Fucking pornocracia.
No, but yeah. But
Remember that?
you know what you need? You need a strong constitution that protects people's individual rights and freedoms and allows each of them to make decisions for their life that the government will not put its hands in. Whatever we're talking about, whether it's who they're going to marry, who they're allowed to sleep with, what kind of business they're allowed to start, right? These regulations need to be removed. Let them grow, give them the power not to create a state that benefits the people that want to depend on it, okay? And does not push innovation, does not push risk-taking. That's what you need. You need risk-taking. You need small businesses. You need the people that want to contribute to contribute. You know, that's what you need. You need to protect their individual rights and freedom. I don't like this whole system of, well, let's create a system where a huge portion of the population will depend on it, right, as a fallback, and then not create. Because then when you don't create, because the government does not create wealth. Let's get that straight for people who don't understand. The government cannot create wealth. It could distribute wealth, and it could print more money. It could print more money.
The government basically creates the environment conducive to creating the wealth.
It sets the stage.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, I
so
mean,
you're supposed
no one's arguing with you.
No, but people are arguing because people think, we need them to stimulate. No. You need them.
You stimulate the economy.
You stimulate the economy. You're creating it. You're creating a business. The government isn't selling anything. The government is helping you. That's a big thing. Should be helping you should be helping you open your business. Should be helping you sell your products so that you create wealth. That goes into the system.
Infrastructure that is going to help you. Like,
Thank you.
Using Greece, for example, where you want to create a business, it will take you 2 years of paperwork and lawyers and bullshit running around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're 100% right.
Greece is a failed state at this point in history.
Things have changed. I mean, things are finally in motion now.
I mean, things are only superficially in motion in Greece. They're not a sovereign nation anymore, as far as I'm concerned.
No, none of those nations are sovereign since the European Commission is in charge.
Yeah, plus the IMF holding so much of its sovereign debt, and I use the term sovereign loosely. But my point, what I was trying to make at the beginning was, okay, maybe the whole direct voting thing is it's flawed. I mean, there's something to look at.
But it's all flawed. Nothing we do is perfect. That's the thing. We're all human.
Too flawed to even argue for it. Maybe. You might be right. But maybe for some things we could vote that way. And I'm not against the idea that maybe online voting, especially in a pandemic, is something we should look at for elections. Like, we have the infrastructure. It would cost us a lot less money. What, George? What are you worried about? Chinese hackers?
I don't know about the online voting. I mean,
I think the future is online voting, whether we like it or not.
Recognition. We have all kinds of ways to identify people.
Can I just say that Phil actually is making the best point? I think if they do this correctly...
Never said that about me.
Because online voting, if done correctly, is probably the safest way, because right now you could fake ballots, you're voting 2-3 times. But if online voting, you're registered with X number, it's you, Phil has 1 vote, you can only vote once in the system. Mm-hmm. If there's no fuckery in the back end, right, if it's done properly, then that's the safest way. You only get 1 vote.
If my phone is safe enough to control my life savings...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the bank's not making... I don't open up my app and the bank's like, oh, we made a mistake. You got another $1 million. It doesn't happen. So online, but it's so hard to do because there's also an entire population that doesn't even know how to work the TV properly.
I'm not saying only online voting.
I'm just saying that's where the big gap is. You're like, well, what the fuck? So half the population is not going to vote.
Mail-in voting in 2020, like, what are we fucking doing?
Yeah.
They're counting ballots that have no postmarks. How did they even get those envelopes?
That's what I said. That's the suspicious thing. If there's no postmark, that's fucking very suspicious.
I did not know you could post something without a postmark.
You can't. That's
Obviously,
why.
No, you're just throwing fucking ballots.
That's why people are angry.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
I don't care who wins as long as it's on the up and up.
What was George gonna say though? Like, why did you make that like, come on, Phil, face about online voting?
I can say come on. Obviously, it makes sense because eventually it's probably going to transition there. But with everything that we're seeing with all these. With all these hackers and all these things, I mean, look at Desjardins. What happened last year, man? They got in and they hacked how many accounts? Over 3 million accounts. What's to say that these guys aren't going to tamper with?
You're right.
But everything.
Even we can see physical ballots are being tampered with.
And at least in a computer's environment and a web environment, there's always breadcrumbs. You can figure out what happened. If someone swaps out a bunch of fucking ballots for whatever reason. Good luck figuring it out, how it happened, where it came from, who did it. Like, it doesn't make sense.
This is to
This
me
fear of hacking. I mean, this is the world we live in.
it sucks. You guys are right though. It does suck that you have that fear that you can't be like, okay, let's innovate, let's move forward.
People fucking suck.
Don't you remember those voting machines?
Yeah.
When you were pushing for one guy and it was voting for the other guy. Like it's so much.
But that was
Didn't we see last night during the elections the guy in the background?
Oh yeah.
Don't you remember that?
What happened?
There was a guy. Whatever. It just looked like that to us. It was funny, but it looked suspiciously in Minnesota.
Opa?
Oh, we killed Phil's phone. Not nice.
That's fine.
There was a guy that it looked suspiciously like he was discarding votes he didn't like. So the news guy's talking in the background. The guy's like reading the thing. He's like, he's looking like, oh, okay, here. And then he's doing the other one. He's like, nope. Puts it under the table. So we were just laughing. We're like, that's not supposed to be on camera.
He was alone?
No, there was another lady in front of him, but she was lost. He was wearing a mask.
Okay.
He was just bored, didn't care.
That's funny.
But it was in Colorado. It was just making us
Maybe he
laugh.
was just looking at pictures like an old school version of Tinder. Like
No, it
someone
was
sent
the
him.
votes. It was
I'm
the
just joking.
no, but it was just so funny.
like
Yeah,
it.
seeing
I like
that. But it was probably it just looked that way. It probably wasn't
Yeah.
that. But it was just so funny for us to see that. It was hilarious.
Oh,
Just
is
he's
there
like-
any news popping up, George, about when are we gonna have results?
Well, the problem is that
because I'm bored of
Those
this
6 states that are up for grabs, man, and
Yeah.
it's really, really tight. Like I'm looking here, I don't know if it's the last update, but Georgia, we're talking about less than 100,000 difference. Well, that's pretty significant for Trump. Michigan, we're talking about 30,000 difference. It's Biden is in front. Nevada, still 8,000. Biden is in front. North Carolina, it's about less than 100,000. Trump is in front.
these are nothing. These are so small.
Pennsylvania is
I
roughly
said
about
Albania.
500,000 votes that he's in front with. He's probably going to pick up Pennsylvania, Trump. But there's only 64% of the vote, right? So that's where why everyone is reluctant. Like, look, I'm looking at Georgia, Michigan,
blockchain.
and not North Carolina, but
When he finishes.
Michigan is at 96%. So I mean, but it's close. It's 30,000. So it's so you can't call that one. I mean, the 4% of the vote remaining can make a difference. Wisconsin, we're talking about 20,000 vote difference. It's so tight. It's so tight. I don't know if there's. I don't know if we're gonna have a result before the end of the day today. Maybe even tomorrow.
Well, George is a political junkie, so this is his WrestleMania.
That's what you should have called your fucking podcast, Political Junkie.
Why don't you call it political junkie? Yeah, or
the one that
political mania,
exists
brother.
already.
Did you enjoy your Hulk Hogan?
I am a real American. Fight for the rights of every man.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
I think
Yeah, go ahead.
even in Pennsylvania,
He's thinking, guys.
Trump might take it. Even with the mail-ins.
Well, no, because the mail-ins are about 2 million or a million. How many are they?
2.2 million. But let's say even if
But
Biden,
if he's only up by 600,000 votes, and they're predicting that the mail-in votes are 99% Biden, so that means that's 2 million votes for Biden. Let's just
but hold
say.
on, he's up by 600,000.
It's
Hold
only
on.
64% of the
Hold on,
votes that
hold on.
have been counted. So you got to take that into consideration. It's still very far.
So,
I mean,
but if
still
Trump builds up a
36%.
lead big enough now that he's 3 million up, then yeah, the mail-in votes, you're right, won't
Hold on.
matter. But
Even at that, he's up by 600,000. Let's say 2.2 million of those ballots. Let's say even 1.2 million of those are Biden.
they're saying close to 2 million are going to be for Biden. They're saying almost all of them are predicted.
How do they know
to-
this?
But because those are the people who did the mail-in voting. It was remember when they pushed for mail-in voting, the Democrats, so they could do
Yeah.
this. That's what they're saying. They're saying the people that voted, or if there's fraud or whatever, it's gonna be. That's why they're saying don't give Pennsylvania to Trump. Biden's gonna take it because he's so close now that with the mail-in votes he's gonna lose. That's what that's what's been the whole debate. That's why that's why.
They're predicting that because Biden was the only one that was pushing for mail-in vote.
Yeah.
Trump was don't vote through the mail.
Yeah.
So every vote that came in, every ballot that came in through the vote,
the
chances
mail.
are that it's a Democrat.
Yeah.
You know.
That's what we're trying to tell you. Because since yesterday you don't want to listen.
It just clicked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Biden was out there. He's like, guys, we have this new technology, the U.S. Postal Service. You should really try it out, youngins.
Yeah. 100
I
people
tweeted
voted,
at-
but
I
they got a
tweeted at
million.
Biden. I'm so proud of my tweet to Biden.
Yeah, he tweeted Biden. He's getting
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 ballsy.
out there.
Good for you, Phil.
Yeah, I just wanted to remind him that there was an election and that he was running and that his name was Joe.
So,
Joseph
but you know
R.
what I'm thinking. So you know how Lil Wayne and
Pimp?
Ice Cube, basically, and I think there was congressional black leaders that met with Trump right before this about the Platinum Plan,
Platinum Plan, yeah.
to try to just inject something into Black America so that this is not a topic every 4 years. Like to try to
Inject something into
yeah,
Black
just
America?
inject something like money, funds, school, just some kind of reform to help out because
All right.
which
Like
is
what Justin did in Canada.
like what?
Fathers.
No. But this one is that's why he's going to like to actual black people to ask like what do you really need, right? Instead of which I
Trudeau
think
doesn't need to do that. He knows himself.
Yeah.
Being black.
which I think is fantastic.
Yes, me too.
But doesn't that mean that let's say Trump doesn't win
Okay.
and Biden wins? Doesn't that mean that all the effort that Black America was doing just falls by the wayside? They're going to do what they did
take
to them.
that same Platinum Plan and go to Biden and be like, hey, we
They,
want this.
they did, and Biden said, no, we'll talk. They didn't want to meet with them.
Oh,
They said,
really?
yeah, we'll talk after the election. We'll see.
don't know.
They didn't want to meet with. And if Biden really cared, he would have done something in 50 years or in the 8 years that Obama was in power.
I still
So
think
isn't this going to fuck them over, though? Like
it probably will.
all that hope.
But there was analysts yesterday that were saying that the black vote wasn't as high as they predicted. They're thinking that it has a lot to do with Biden's past about the
racist
crime
shit he was
bill.
saying, the super predator statement, and the crime bill.
So
I really
yeah.
like that video of Biden saying that he's not going to run for president because he doesn't have the moral character to do it.
Yeah, that was
That
long
from like what, the 70s?
Honestly, that would make me feel terrible if like there's a
Do the
16.
Democrats not have any other candidates? Like, forget party politics for a second. Like, and who?
Not
will-
the establishment, Phil. It's the establishment. Honestly,
we're fighting the man, George. We're doing it. We're fighting the establishment.
oh, because look, you're coming from within, right? There's obviously a favorite, and look, I mean, to be fair, there were like what 11, 12 candidates.
Yeah, none of
but
them
at
were
the same
great.
time, when you have the big names in the establishment pushing for you, calling all their contacts, raising money for you,
Yeah.
it kind of makes it easier for you to win, right? So
I just
mean,
mean,
look,
didn't those big names look at Joe Biden and be like, "This might be a bad call"?
So bad.
I don't know. I don't know. That's why it's the establishment. Okay, who's next? Okay, that person. Perfect. Do we all agree? Okay, let's go. Do you not think that behind Biden from the very beginning you had the Clinton clan and Obama clan, all these fucking people behind the scenes making calls, raising money, organizing for
course.
the guy?
No one's questioning that. We know that, but like at the same time, I don't know. He seems like such a weak candidate, but at the same time,
But
the
nobody's
anti-Trump
disputing
vote.
that.
the
What I'm saying
anti-Trump
is
vote
that
so strong,
there's
right?
a mechanism in place. There's a mechanism in place that, and this is what what's her name, Tulsi Gabbard was fighting.
I love Tulsi Gabbard. Yeah.
You know, she's like, "Fuck this shit, man." And at the same time, look, this is how Trump won his first nomination. He was like anti-establishment. He's like,
Yeah.
"Fuck that shit. I'm coming out of the system."
I'm not a politician.
And at that time, if you remember, even the Republicans didn't like him.
I mean, I still think a lot of them don't.
He didn't care. He had all the fucking money in the world to organize.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't have to depend on anybody, and he did it. And he forced the Republicans to like him. He's like, "Listen, it's me or nothing."
I mean,
You know what this feels like? It feels like there's going to be some type of plot twist coming up in the next few days. Like something crazy.
I don't know
is
if it
gonna
feels
happen.
that way. Something crazy is going to happen, but I don't
Yeah.
think it'll be a plot twist. There's a few things that might happen,
Yeah, one's
and we
gonna win
know
or the
about
other.
all of them. But all of them end badly, I think.
Yeah.
Trump wins. The younger part of the Democratic
It's gonna go crazy.
voting camp is going to fucking burn states down.
Yeah.
The Democrats win. I mean, that's going to create almost a martyrdom.
gonna
Because Trump's
create-
not going to go quietly into the good night.
But even if he does go quietly into the good night, it's gonna set their economy back. They're gonna go back into like
I'm
a
not even
hardcore
talking about
welfare state.
long-term.
Well, honestly, I actually
short-term.
feel this is fucking weird. It's like
Yeah,
this,
you're sad for the black folk.
yeah, it's like a guilt, just like
I mean,
bro, they're gonna get fucked.
but it's not. Look,
Holy
you shouldn't feel
shit.
guilty because it's completely out of our
No,
control.
no, I don't feel good. Like I contributed. I just mean like it's fucking crazy. Like, fuck yeah, they're gonna get rattled.
Yeah.
Is there any news on the Senate there, Poseidon? I don't know if you're following it anywhere. I mean, has it changed from 47-47?
I'm checking out, see what's going on here.
This is bullshit. Yeah, they're gonna
47, 45 Republicans.
That's impossible, bro. It was 47-47 this morning.
I'm on Google.
Fuck Google. It was tied this morning at 47.
Google doesn't agree with you, and you're
No,
tied.
other parties have 2 seats. Oh, that's interesting.
What?
The Democratic Party lost 2 seats.
Oh, wow.
So who?
I
To
don't know.
Kanye?
yeah. It's two senators. Kanye doesn't have a senator.
Hey, who's that? I can't remember her name. The QAnon Republican who got elected.
Oh, I have no idea.
Google it. Elected QAnon supporting Republican. I think in Wisconsin.
You're right.
No.
47, 45. What the fuck?
I love that George asked him to check, and he's like, "Fuck that, no way, I'm checking myself. I gotta check this out."
Poseidon's a fucking idiot. He's like, oh, Poseidon, I stand corrected.
By the way, by plot twist, I meant like
Oh my God!
this is how you bring in the aliens.
Updates. Oh, maybe.
I hope M.
Probably
Night
not.
Shyamalan comes out and says, I'm president now.
The twist. An update, guys, gives Biden 100% of 128,000 new votes.
Told you.
Wow.
Where is this?
This is coming.
They gave 100%.
Nothing suspicious to see here.
100% of all the votes that have been counted that are mail-in votes right now, up until whenever this was
Oh, shit,
posted,
there's
an hour
he's
ago,
stealing
we're
the
all for
election.
Biden.
Yo, they posted in the in
That's what you were talking about,
They
George.
posted it in our Discord. Remember the guy we were talking about?
What happened in
Other
Discord?
people made TikToks about him. The guy in the background, they're like, yo, this guy's just getting rid of fucking votes. It wasn't just us.
By the way, the QAnon lady is Marjorie Taylor.
Ooh, Marjorie.
Yeah, so
Marjorie
she's
Taylor
like a
Greene.
full-on supporter of QAnon, and she was elected. And she's a public supporter. Like, she, in her rallies, in her speeches, she goes on and on about it. She believes that, there is a cult of Democrats running some kind of secret cabal where they're selling. Part of the kids selling is true, it seems.
Yeah,
turns
not
out.
wrong.
But it's not like we're not going to side with QAnon here.
I'm telling you, something stinks.
it wasn't me.
100% of the mail-in ballots.
But they're the only ones that voted, man.
Yeah.
They're the only ones that promoted it.
That's what we expected.
Not even
What?
one
It
per.
stinks.
But not even one. You tell me not
Biden
even.
campaign this morning.
Yeah, they're coming back from the dead. Yeah.
But you're telling me not even one old Trump supporter that was a bit too old, had too many conditions, was afraid to get out of the house, didn't decide to mail in his
No,
vote?
because every
No,
Trump
because
supporter
his president
doesn't
told him
believe-
not to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
His president
That's
told him,
not true.
fuck off.
That's not true. He told people
No.
know that it's real. Not
No,
all
he
of
don't.
them.
No, he said don't
vote.
do mail-in
Don't
vote.
mail-in
Yeah,
vote,
why are
he
you
said.
making stuff up? He said
No, he
don't
must
mail-in
That's
vote.
right. In certain states, Trump wasn't against it. Like in Florida or in Texas, he wasn't against mail-in voting.
Oh yeah, only Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh man.
So something stinks.
Look, I don't
Everything
think it's
is
you know
just,
the thing is the
speculative.
fact that we're here sitting and debating on whether or not things are fishy is part of this whole climate that has been created in the U.S.
Yeah, I don't trust anything.
Nah, come on, man. Like, is there fraud? Yes, there's fraud. But I
Trudeau
just think
walks back. Oh shit! Hold on.
This broke. Like,
Trudeau walks back controversial freedom of expression statement. Oh, hello, Trudeau. Oh,
Let's see what he
wow.
said. I think it is important to continue to defend freedom of expression and freedom of speech. Our artists help us to reflect and
Oh,
challenge
that
our
was
views.
yesterday, man. It's still
Oh,
not.
was
He
it?
didn't back up from
He
nothing.
didn't back
did-
nothing.
It's
The
stupid.
same shit.
It was a stupid statement.
I am the artist. He's scared to say it.
That came out yesterday in the afternoon. He didn't back away from anything.
He's scared to say, you know what's more offensive than drawings? Cutting people's heads off. He's just scared to say that.
Oh, what about that
This
video?
whole Legault thing is crazy. I didn't know about this. This is interesting.
The goal thing is hilarious, yeah.
What about that video where they're doing mock decapitations?
I don't know who shared
Yeah.
it. In Pakistan.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah, they're teaching girls schools, yeah.
Yeah,
Teaching the girls how to do
they're
it.
How to
How progressive.
how to cut off the head of infidels, yeah.
Oh, in Pakistan, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
There's something that came in about an hour ago. UPS data appears to show a failure to deliver mail ballots from voters across the country on election day. U.S. District Judge Emmett Sullivan will hold a noon hearing over UPS's non-compliance with his order yesterday to rush deliver all remaining mail ballots. That's fucking fraud.
Oh yeah, that's super fraud, bro. That's actively being like, nah, we're not voting.
That's a Republican fucking UPS driver's like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm just gonna go around the block a couple times.
I'm sorry I'm late, boss. I had to drive around the block 86
Get
times.
some pickup,
I had to
drive
stir up
through.
dissidents in the nation.
I had to stir up dissidents, yeah. I love that.
Shouldn't all mail-in votes go through the United States Postal Service? Why would they go through a private corporation?
Well, you can't trust the United States Postal
I mean,
Service.
but in this situation, don't you kind of have to?
Oh, no. Sorry, did I say UPS? No,
USPS.
I mean-
USPS.
Oh,
okay.
that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
okay.
fuckery. Yeah, UPS would have had it there on time.
What has Brown done for you? They elected my president.
Yeah. Holy shit, a lot of stuff. But this Trudeau thing,
Trudeau's just
Trudeau's a
fucking-
garbage individual.
But who would like? When's the next election, George? Here.
I just like the headline that he came back. He didn't
He
come
did
back
not.
from
He
any.
didn't. He
said the
he
same thing
tried
different.
to track back. He's like, well, we should have freedom, but he didn't. He should have said, look, I apologize. I misspoke. Freedom of expression over everything. If you're offended, The door's over there.
Hey, I want to talk about something super random
Yeah.
for a second. I got into a fight with Pizza Hut yesterday.
Oh yeah, can you tell us what happened?
I saw your tweet. Yeah, whatever.
So, okay. So we decide we're going to order Pizza Hut to be nostalgic. So we order Pizza Hut around, I don't know, 10 to 6. 7 o'clock comes around. Pizza Hut's like a half kilometer from my house. It's not far.
Yeah, it's right there. Yeah.
No pizza. We're looking. It still says 8 minutes away. It said 8 minutes away from the, 10 minutes after we ordered.
And you ordered from where?
Through
Directly
online,
Pizza Hut.
Directly,
Okay.
yeah. Eventually, the pizza man arrives and says, I'm trapped in your lobby. I mean, that wasn't Pizza Hut's fault. He was just a dolt. He finally gets upstairs. He delivers the pizza. I take the pizza, give my daughter food. It's ice cold, the pizza.
No shit. This guy's been driving around with it for an hour and a half.
I mean, who knows where he went?
Yeah.
And it kind of sucks, but whatever. So my wife opens her order, and it's the wrong pizza.
Oh
right?
boy.
I mean, the right toppings, but the wrong crust. And she really does not like that pan pizza that Pizza Hut makes, right?
Yeah.
So she's
What does
mad.
she like?
She wanted a thin crust pizza, something crunchy. So she calls
I like her style.
Pizza Hut and says, hey, you sent me the wrong order. And
No, we didn't.
What can you do? Like, how are we going to fix this? He goes, I'll send you a new pizza. She goes, but it's been an hour and a half. He goes, it'll be there in 13 minutes. She goes, oh, that's oddly specific. Okay. An hour and 22 minutes later,
Oh Jesus Christ.
I call Pizza Hut. Now, I've eaten. My kids have eaten.
Your wife has yet to
My wife
eat.
has yet to eat dinner. It's almost 8 o'clock at this point. So I call Pizza Hut and I tell the guy, hey, look, we ordered replacement pizza. At this point, fuck, I want my money back. Like,
Yeah.
he goes, yeah, but let me just see where the pizza's at. I go, you know what? Fine, fucking, I'll humor you. Check it out. He leaves me on hold for like a minute or two. He goes, oh, by the way, I'm just calling. This is after 2 minutes. He came back to tell me what he was doing. I'm calling the restaurant directly because this is like their central hub, right?
Yeah,
that I'm
yeah.
speaking to. And he goes, and I'll let you know. I'm like, where is the pizza? He goes, it says in the app it's like 5 minutes away from you. I'm like, oh, okay,
Well,
okay.
the restaurant
Call
is 5 minutes away from
Call
you.
the restaurant because that, maybe it's now ready. 25 and a half minutes later, he comes back to tell me that he's still trying to figure out where the pizza's at, if it's been made.
25 minutes later. You stayed on the line for 25 minutes?
I stayed. I have never. I worked in food in the food industry. I worked in service. I've done customer service. I have never raised my voice at a CSR in my life. I mean, I've been rude. I've been
Dropped a couple of N-bombs.
I've been a bit aggressive. I've made idle threats like, "Wait till I call your manager, bro." I've pulled Karens.
I am Kareen.
But this time I go, listen, you have an option, okay? You either refund me the whole order, or I'm going to call Visa and I'm going to reverse the payment,
Yeah.
and you can explain to your boss why you guys got a reverse credit. And then he just starts to ramble. I'm like, dude, just cancel the pizza. He goes, no, you cannot let me order the... And he's shouting at me while I'm talking to him, and it's just escalating.
Oh, that would've been-
escalating,
hey, fuckface!
Escalating.
Yeah,
and
they
I'm,
do that.
And I'm like, can you stop? Can you fucking shut the fuck up? And I start yelling at him. Shut the fuck up. And he's still talking. He's going over, how can we make this right? How can we make this right? I just...
We cannot make this right.
And this like lizard part of my brain triggered, and I just started yelling at him in Greek. And Anna's like, what the fuck is happening? I go, where? And then I just took a breath, because honestly, the next words out of my mouth were, if I hadn't stopped to think about what I was saying, is, where are you located? I'm coming to fuck you.
So a Sri Lankan guy and a Greek guy were on a phone call.
Yeah, it was madness. So after that, I go, just cancel the order and refund me. He goes, okay, 1 second, please. Puts me on hold for another 10 minutes.
Oh, I can't.
And
bro.
comes back, and he says, your order is canceled. I'm like, okay, and my refund? Okay. I'm like, where's my money back? But you don't want the pizza. I'm like, yeah, I know, we've established this. I want my money
I
back.
ordered 4 hours
But
ago.
I canceled the pizza. I'm like, but I didn't pay for the replacement pizza. I paid for the initial pizza. I want all my money back because
Yeah.
you're an idiot.
Yeah.
I go, dude, you told me it was 5 minutes out half an hour ago.
Yeah. And I made the initial order 3 hours ago.
Then you yelled at me. Yeah, but you yelled at me. I go,
Oh,
yes, fine. I yelled at you. I shouldn't have yelled at you, but you're being an asshole. I am not an asshole. I'm like, look, just, am I getting refunds or not? My manager will take care of it, he says. I said, okay.
boy.
So I waited.
Call Visa.
I did, yeah. Like, it's only $34, right?
No. For the principal.
The
Yeah.
principal, yeah.
Yeah.
So here's why I want to talk about this on the show. Not because Pizza Hut sucks, like, whatever.
So official
I
statement here from
baited
Phil
them.
Balabanos. Get
Pizza
a
Hut
graphic
sucks.
going. Pizza Hut sucks.
I baited them on Twitter because I knew they would answer, right? And they asked me to move the conversation to DMs. Because they want to make
they
it
want
right
to send
for
some
me.
sexy photos.
Yeah,
I like
so
where
I
this
said
is
no
going.
DMs. DMs are for dick pics. I want to settle this here in a public forum, right here. Because what I want is, I want them to ask me, how can we make this right? And I want to bait them so that I can tell them, oh, you want to make this right? I want you to donate a bunch of fucking pizzas for the next 3 Fridays to like homeless shelters in Montreal.
Yeah,
I want you
listen,
to feed people.
Listen, Hero Phil.
No.
That's not gonna happen because they fucked up your order.
No, it's not going to happen, but it's going to make them look even shittier.
To who?
Twitter.
To who though on Twitter? Who's gonna see it?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking the people to up, like my tweet.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing here. I'm asking for the Legion.
Phil, just get your goddamn money back. And
I'm going to get my money back. Now I'm just trying to do something.
and I don't want to give the homeless people Pizza Hut. I don't trust Pizza Hut, especially from that restaurant that you just said, the one that's 5 minutes from your house.
It used to be great, Pizza Hut.
I don't know.
Once upon a time.
Pizza Hut used to be great in general back in the day, but then we figured out what's in that pizza. It's basically just it's frozen fucking pizza.
Yeah. I love the breadsticks though.
Have you ever had Guido's pizza?
No, I haven't.
I will get you and Anna and the family Guido's pizza. You tell me next time you feel like pizza.
I only have pizza once every couple of weeks because
Yeah.
as much as I love pizza, it fucking gives me the worst heartburn. Like no matter what kind of pizza I eat, I just get heartburn.
He's intolerant of dairy and Jews. So here's the thing. You just tell me next time you guys want pizza, I'll get you
Are you
a
saying
nice
that
little
heartburn
setup.
is a symptom of Jew intolerance?
Oh, I don't know.
Is
That's
that why
how
so
you
many
react
Jewish
to it.
people have
That's how you react
heartburn
to it.
because they're intolerant to themselves?
Everybody reacts to it differently.
So you're just telling me the Third Reich.
Poseidon yells a lot of racial epithets.
The Third Reich just had a really bad case of the heartburn.
He thought it was going to be funny. He thought it was going to be funny.
up here,
In his
That was
head, he
funny.
thought it was going to be
It
funny.
was funny up there.
Yeah, I have a little bit of. Do you have the pink bismuth?
But you know what?
You have
Shoot
the
or
pink
shoot.
bismuth?
Shoot or shoot.
You're not a shooter,
Where's
bro.
Also what the Third
where's
Reich
Guido's
said.
Pizzeria?
Shut the fuck up.
It's on
Yeah.
Gouin, I think. Right?
Yeah, no, it's on Gwen. It's
No?
on Dudumen.
Oh, dude, Maine.
Sapori di Napoli.
Sapori di Napoli. I've never been to Sapori di
That's
Napoli.
where-
I've driven near the clinic. No,
No, not near the clinic. Not at all near the clinic. It's
I don't fucking know.
actually, well, there's an old folks home, so we'll say that that's the clinic.
Oh yeah.
It's next to the high schools.
Next to
Oh,
the
yeah,
high
okay.
schools. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll check it out. I mean, I have no issues. It's not
Just
that
let me
far.
know. I'll get you. We'll bring it to your house.
I've actually heard about it from people before you told me it was Guido's. Like I knew it had a.
He
good
makes
reputation.
Guido knows how to make a mean pizza.
Yeah, he makes a nice pizza pie.
Yeah, very good. The pizza pie.
We should go make a pizza pie. Do like a cooking show with him.
We've done something with him. We've done videos there.
No, I don't mean a sketch. I mean like we should go make pizza there. I think it'd be interesting.
I don't know
I'd
how
love
to
to
fucking
watch-
make pizza.
Exactly. We can learn something.
I think Guido should show Poseidon how to make a pizza, and then you film that, and that should be an episode of Your Intellectuals.
It's just
Live from
40
Guido's
minutes.
kitchen.
Yeah, it's just 40 minutes of Poseidon eating dough.
Oh,
Bro, why do you even cook this? This is delicious.
Bro, look at this
Oh,
breadstick. It
no,
looks like
that's
my
nasty.
dick.
Can I dip it in the Nutella?
Oh, no, I cannot eat dough like that.
By the way, I don't have Nutella in my house anymore
Yeah.
What?
because
you
of the
can't control
palm. No,
yourself?
because of the palm oil.
Oh,
Did you know that they kill a bunch of funky monkeys for that Nutella?
Yes, I did.
I do
don't
not
eat
agree with
Nutella,
this.
Yeah.
You don't need to. I mean, there's other
There's
chocolate
also-
spreads,
there's
hazelnuts.
palm oil in a lot of things, right?
I know.
Yeah,
I've been looking at palm oil. I'm trying to avoid palm oil. It's like, why are you fucking killing orangutangos for no reason?
Honestly, that is maybe my favorite Greek word, orangutangos.
Orangutangos.
That's what
That's
an
how they say
orangutan.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
orangutan.
orangutangos.
Uragotagos.
It's just so much fun. George, say it with me. Orangutangos.
Orangutan.
Hey, it's great,
Orangutangos.
right? It's almost as good as Grecopithecus.
He's a Greco-Pythicus.
Yeah, I know.
What's a Grecopithecus?
You're a Greek.
Grab a mirror, take a
You're a
selfie.
Greek ape.
Oh,
Pithecus of Greek. So that's all our election coverage for the day.
George, you got anything else to add on this shit?
No, I mean, look.
George doesn't even
like
know.
I said, I doubt that we're gonna get results even by the end of the day today. So
If you had to bet right now on who's gonna win this election, where would your money be?
I have a feeling Biden might pull it off.
Okay.
I have a feeling Biden might pull it off, and I think that is gonna stir up a whole fucking,
shit show.
But is your heart still with Kanye?
I would have loved Kanye to have won this election.
You know who I feel bad for that we've heard nothing about this whole
Libertarian.
George Jorgensen. Bro, nothing.
No kidding.
The election started, you're like, shut up, dummy. Sit down.
You had your time.
No, I mean, I lean more with the libertarians, but she was not a good candidate.
No, not at all. But
She inspired nobody.
it will always be a two-party system in the U.S.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
I don't think that can
But
change.
that's why Ron Paul had it smart when he was thinking, okay, I'll just run as a Republican.
And then be like,
know?
surprise, bitches.
Yeah, surprise, freedom for everyone, stop the wars. We're like, yeah, I like Ron Paul.
Ron Paul.
He was a good
Ron
dude.
Paul.
Yeah. He's
So I
still
don't know.
alive.
I don't remember much about him.
I just hope things don't get out of hand.
Things
And,
will get out of hand. We have this entire. Oh, by the way, I thought of something. So Poseidon said, "Hey, why are so many? Because there's a lot of like hardcore leftist kids get indoctrinated in school, university. It's teachers, hardcore and he was asking, how does that happen? Like, where do these teachers come from? And then I realized something. Jack Black was right in School of Rock. Remember when he said those who can't teach and those who can't teach gym. I've narrowed it down. So the majority of these goddamn professors are all theoretical, right? Because I remember having business teachers who never ran a business, right?
Yeah.
Never ran a business, and they were dictating how business should be run. And this is you've never ran a business. You're a fucking idiot who's been in school your whole life. You can't do. That's why you're teaching. The people who do tell you differently. They're like, that's not how it should work.
I mean,
it should
that's
work
not
like
true
this.
for all teachers, though.
I'm just saying the majority, the grand majority. Obviously, you have people who retire and come back. But you know I'm right, sir. You know I'm right, goddammit. And that's what's happening.
There's someone I know.
It's like the people who call me and tell me how to do stand-up or how to
He's on fire,
podcast.
George. Hold on.
Yeah, who tell me how to podcast or how you should do it, who have never done stand-up or podcasting in their lives. It's the same thing. It's these armchair enthusiasts. Go on, George. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's someone that I know that teaches entrepreneurship at Concordia.
Is he or she an entrepreneur?
Excuse me?
No,
There you go. There you go.
Never. So
There you go.
But hold on, how do you teach entrepreneurship?
You don't.
You shouldn't be able to if you're not an entrepreneur. Because what they're doing is they're just reading from book. So according to this, if you have an entrepreneur, you gotta have an idea. If you have an idea, you gotta. It's all these fucking stupid theories.
It's like the How to Be Cool class. Remember that?
Yeah, the How to Be Cool class in Concordia. But because I remember when I was in app development, I remember one time they were asking me for help on hiring people, right? And the first people that they thought, the lady that was helping there, and then I stepped in, that she wanted was these people that were basically fresh out. All they had, it was all theoretical in school.
Yeah.
And then I said, is that the best? No, this is the best that I found, but it's not all. This is what else we have. And then I saw other guys who their schooling didn't look good. A lot of them were self-taught, but they had years of actual development experience in real companies. And I was like, no. These are the guys you're interviewing. They've actually done the job. She's like, what do you mean? But it doesn't say here they didn't take this. Forget the school. Forget school because these guys already did the job. This kid's going to come from, or they were adults actually. He's going to come from school. I don't know if he can actually do it.
Yeah, no kidding.
These guys have been doing it successfully in reputable companies.
Well, look, when I was in at Concordia, like trying to get into the film program, when I first transitioned, some of those professors had never even held a film camera in their lives. Like, it was just madness. And then I went to Trebas, which was, more expensive and private.
But it teaches you how to do it.
But these guys were like, we'd miss classes, we'd reschedule class because they were on set. Like making fucking movies, making commercials. Sometimes they'd let us come along. Like, these were the teachers. Like, we had a few who were nobodies, especially one guy, this fucking guy, Guerin. He was like a failed actor who just kept telling us, one time I played Orson Welles in Beautiful Creatures. I fucking hated that guy. If you listen to this, Jean, fuck you.
But that's
He
what
failed
it is.
my final exam.
It's a lot of these theoretical people, and then they do all these theories. They basically feed kids, young adults' brains with all these theories that sound
kids.
Well,
like
and
cannibalism?
I said kids as in quotes. They're not,
I thought they
young
were
young
feeding
adults.
children to children.
Young adults.
Panic.
Is that what you thought? You thought they were cannibalizing people in Concordia? So they're feeding them with this nonsense theoretical stuff of, what the perfect utopia is. If you just don't work and the government magically gives you money.
It's that whole
and they're like, fuck yeah, that works. That's amazing.
It's the academic. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, and I know this. I dated a girl that would think like that.
Yeah. We went through
She
this.
didn't want to work.
No. But it was all because of school. And he's like, bro, what do I tell her? Because I'm not a smart guy, but I can tell everything she's saying is fucking stupid.
Bro, you know what she's saying, bro? She's saying like, it'd be nice if the world had no borders and no nationalities and you could travel however you like. And I was like, what the fuck are you saying? Like, you do realize.
You can travel however you like anyways.
Yeah.
Huh?
Just on that point, you can travel.
No, meaning like no passport, no like.
I understand that.
We do, like, what are prisons for? Oh, I'll tell you what it's for. Those rapists that you're scared of? That's what they're for. They're for people like that.
The utopia, right? That academic utopia that they preach, that if we didn't have to work, we could all just do art. Most people won't do shit.
Most people aren't good at art.
Most people, most, but a lot of people are not. But most people don't have something. And the idea that if they had time, they would figure it out may be true for some, but not for all.
Yeah.
Like, the myth that we are all created equal is bullshit. We are not. We all
Look
have
at
different
Schwarzenegger.
strengths.
This guy was created on Mount Olympus.
Yeah.
We are not cut from the same cloth as Arnold Schwarzenegger. Blessed be his name. We are not cut from the same cloth as this guy.
The Church of the Governor.
The Church of the Governor.
The
Governator. Yeah, we're not. People are different.
Remember Demolition Man?
That was a great movie,
Where
dude.
they're talking about...
That's what we should watch on Friday.
Oh, it is a
What
good
is it?
Demolition Man.
Let me Google it.
You don't have to Google it. It's a good movie. That's all you need to know.
The seashells, huh?
Yeah.
The seashells.
But it would be good.
Demolition Man, he
Stallone,
would like. It's like right up his alley. Fucking what's his name's in there too?
Stallone is in there.
Not Stallone, the bad guy.
Wesley Snipes.
Snipes.
Snipes
thank
is
you.
in there. Yeah.
Yeah, Snipes
Oh,
is
dude,
amazing.
it's such a good
but
90s
Schwarzenegger's
movie.
not in that movie. He's just referenced in that movie because you remember he's in the future and they're like, yes, the Schwarzenegger Presidential Library, and he's like, wait, what? What?
Well, you know, Schwarzenegger, he was trying for the longest time to change the laws so he can run for president.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Where's Kamala Harris born? Because I don't know her whole Montreal backstory. What
She
is
wasn't
that?
born here.
She just lives here. For a
Yeah, I
bit.
think she was either born in the States or born in India, but
So
she's
she could never be president then, if she was born in India.
so
No,
she's
she
born in
was
the States.
US. She's born in the
Oh,
U.S.
is she?
Oh, yes,
okay.
because or else you're right. She wouldn't be able to. Yeah, so she's born in the
Can you
States.
be vice president and born outside the United States?
No.
No.
Just in case something happens because you have to take over.
Oh, right, okay. 'Cause that'd be a good loophole. Get her in.
Yeah, no, you can't.
The
But
Indian
she's
lobby is controlling everything.
she's oh, they better hope that if Biden wins, they better hope he stays alive for 4 years.
Fucking 4 months. I'd worry more about 4
God
months.
damn, could you imagine Kamala Harris takes over? Everyone's going to jail. Yes.
Round up the darkies.
Yeah, oh fuck, that's gonna be bad, dude.
Honestly, I expect if Biden wins within 6 months, mark my words, remember this date, day after elections, we start getting TMZ footage of Biden walking around in his boxers and a robe, confused on the White House lawn.
Where
In the
am I?
middle of the night.
I'm telling you,
Obama, Barack!
the next couple of months are going to be a complete
Clusterfuck.
madhouse.
Yeah.
Of
How long does it take for him to take the office?
79
January.
days.
Okay,
June.
yeah.
It's in June.
So he's president-elect.
It's not June, January, dude.
June. Sorry, January.
June is like January in Brockville.
Guys, we're taking a break for 6 months.
Yeah, everything just shuts down for a bit.
It starts with a J.
You're right, though. You know what? I'll allow it because it does start with a J. It's not like he's like September. You know, it wasn't that random.
But you heard last week this troubling speech that Trump gave, where he was trying to convince people that voting Joe Biden is the wrong thing to do. Because imagine if 3 weeks after the election, someone takes shoots him, and you
Is
have
that what he
Kamala
said?
Harris.
What? I didn't hear that. Who said what?
So,
Yeah,
so Trump, instead of
That's like
saying,
a threat.
so
where
Trump,
he
instead of
wants to
saying,
convince people that voting for Biden is the wrong thing,
'Cause of
because
Kamala
if
Harris.
somebody assassinates Joe Biden, then Kamala Harris would become president, and we don't want that socialist or communist to take over. But the fucking guy, imagine now, 3 weeks after the election, some fucking lunatic's like, I'm gonna complete Mr. Trump's wishes.
yeah,
you know?
but
You know what
he
that
didn't need to
sounds
say
like?
that because all you have to say is, imagine anything happens to him.
Yeah.
He's old, he has to step down because of cognitive ability. He dies or something. You don't have to say, imagine somebody assassinates him.
That's like the time we sent Poseidon upstairs to find out if the guys who make too much noise were actually gonna end their lease.
Yeah.
And Poseidon said to them, and he goes, "Bro, I said this to him, and I don't know why he looked scared, like
panicked.
aggressive. He panicked. I said to him, I heard you were ending your lease, and I don't know why he freaked out.
Yeah,
bro.
and the guy was
I'm
like,
yeah, because you threatened him.
Because the guy said, no. He's like, are you sure?
Are you sure, bro?
Because as far as I can tell, you're ending your lease. And the guy's like,
you might as well have put a pistol on the coffee table.
yeah, you should just take out your gun and put it on the table.
Jesus.
Whoops.
I mean, it's funny now, so it was worth it, but still.
Yeah.
George,
Wow.
what else? Anything new happening on Twitter? What's
This is
going on? Are you
crazy.
checking?
But from what I said, George, about these teachers, I don't know why nobody talks about it. I'm right about
A lot of people
that's
talk
what,
about it.
Okay, but am I not right? I think that's one of the reasons is because you have all these dummies that have never done the thing they're teaching. And
Look, I got to tell you guys one thing, because I studied political science. Almost all
That's
the
not real
teachers
science.
at Concordia. No, it's not a real science.
Did any
but
of your teachers,
almost-
were they politicians?
yeah, they must
They
have been.
were politicians, but a lot of them were former staffers or political organizers.
All
Like
right,
they
that's
knew
fair.
what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah, political science. That makes sense.
There was one guy that I think I took all his classes. He was a specialist in the Indian-Pakistan conflict,
Okay.
and
That's
he was
stuff
a
you need to know here.
consultant in the Canadian Army as an advisor. Like the guy knew his shit. Like he had created a whole program on strategic studies, like military and all that stuff.
Okay.
Really fun things, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's
he
fun
knew his
stuff,
shit. Like, I
George.
mean, look, I can't complain. I mean, most of the teachers knew what they were doing. So
Most of the teachers in what? In political science?
yeah.
We're talking about real stuff here. George.
Yeah, I know
We're not talking
exactly.
about
But maybe
political
the real
science.
stuff is what you shouldn't be studying.
You
it's,
shouldn't be.
it's-
You shouldn't be studying
Yeah, you
business.
should study poli-sci so you can have a podcast where you're a guest twice a week and hit the music. George also has Just Us Dads. Daddy.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, G-Funk. Don't
No, I know what
defend
you're saying.
this
But I'm
nonsense.
just comparing with the other programs, of course. I mean, for anyone
Apparently we're
listening,
not
don't
doing it,
study
never mind.
political science because there's nothing you can do with it. But
You heard it here first, people. George wasted his life.
Just Us Dads, George's other podcast, where he gets together with a bunch of fathers and they discuss how school failed them and how they're going to take out their frustrations on their young children. Just Us Dads, available wherever podcasts are sold. And by the way, between the group of us, the only person that really understands politics is George. So if you really want to know what's going on, follow George's political podcast, the Backstage Podcast, where he brings a bunch of unsuspecting politicians and he grills them with hard-hitting questions.
Until
the questions
they
that
call
you
him
want to ask.
Daddy.
Until they call him Daddy, and then he invites him to another show. He's like, that's right. Hard-hitting questions.
Surprise.
George
I'm
said these
Ron
links
Paul.
are in the description. Head over to Patreon, patreon.com/Pantelis. Links also in the description. You get exclusive podcasts. You support this entire venture that we're building over here. Where you support the infrastructure. That helps us grow. New episodes of This Just Thing every week. New episodes of Pantelis Podcast.
Just
Pantelis
Thing.
bonus episodes. We got 2 Drink Minimum tonight, 8 p.m. on the 2 Drink Minimum channel. Mr. Phil Balabounce in front of me also has a podcast, Fill My Hole, where he goes around and has sex with a bunch of homosexuals. Filling holes, Fill My Hole.
Yeah, I see you guys have been. You found. I see the fanship has discovered Fill My Hole. I've been watching the view count.
Yeah, I guess. So Fill My Hole.
Thank you guys. I
Links in the
appreciate that.
description. Check out his podcast. Motivate him to produce more episodes. The more likes you give him, the more views you give him, the more it's going to motivate this guy to make new episodes. The Poseidon is online on Instagram and Twitter at The Poseidon69. That's The Poseidon69. Twitter and Instagram. He's more active on Instagram than he is on Twitter, but wherever you are, he'll be there too. PantelisComedy.com for all of my stuff. Let's get back to the news.
And as soon as this episode finishes, don't forget to just fucking scroll down on his fucking YouTube page because there is a fresh and fantastically interesting episode of This Just Thing.
Yes, we talk about terrorism
and
in
sausages.
Vienna and Russian sausage oligarchs.
We should have just named it Vienna sausage. It just
We're
clicked
idiots.
it. We're idiots, yeah.
What do we call it? Terror sausage?
I called it halal sausage because
Yeah.
it amused me. But
Yeah.
Vienna sausage would have been better.
Vienna sausage. We're George, you're dealing with dumbasses.
Yeah, we're stupid as this is.
So G-Funk, in the grand scheme of things,
Oh, I'll be
you
right back,
don't
guys.
really care who wins. You personally.
Look, here's where I stand. I don't like any of the two candidates, but secretly I'm hoping for Biden to win just because I don't like the whole environment that has been created in the U.S. Under Trump.
But here's the thing. I know it was created under Trump, like he's president when it was created, but it was created by the media. It wasn't created by Trump. It was the media taking stuff out of context, and they drove this whole thing for 4 years to make people think that there's such a huge division that your neighbor wants to kill you because they're a different skin color. So I don't like that they're going to get away scot-free. They shouldn't. They have a huge chunk of blame in all this. You know, they were perpetuating this stuff. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Like, you could tell me I'm wrong. Like,
But at the same time, I think Trump also made it easy for them to criticize him so
yeah,
much.
super
right?
easy. He doesn't think before he speaks. He says nonsense.
So not only that, I mean, saying nonsense is one thing, but coming out and saying, it's fake news, kicking journalists out of the White House, creating this whole animosity between, the White House and different
Yeah, but
media.
these are people who are spreading false rumors about him, and then you're like, no, he should have been nice to him. It doesn't add up because in his shoes, I wouldn't have been nice to people who were claiming that I was a Russian asset or whatever the fuck.
No, look, you're saying this now because Trump has highlighted it, right? They're like, you're saying fake shit.
Yeah.
Have you read the backstories? Have you done your own research to know exactly what was written and what was wrong about it? But in any case, there's never been a president to call out media like that.
Yeah. So,
It's
but why is that a
theoretically
bad
happened.
thing though? Why can't we call them out?
You could call him out.
That's what he did.
You could. It's just that the way that he's done it, it's created this animosity.
It's
and
very blunt. He's not. It's not like a precision cutting tool. He's more of a hammer. That's the issue. Is that he comes out there? Someone else could have been like, "Listen, I don't like the reporting. I feel like it's."
Yeah, like he feeds into that whole escalation, right?
Yes.
So,
You're right.
Like, look, think about it. You're whatever. Pick any media you want, right? And one of your journalists is being bullied. What are you gonna tell that journalist? Fuck him. Next article. Next
fuck
article. Go even harder. You know what I mean? Like they're both playing into this.
But did you want him to fold?
No, I'm not saying to fold. I'm just saying that there's this climate that has been created that doesn't serve anyone's purpose, right? So that's just all I'm saying. And and again, we've discussed this many times on the show. The fact that the politics has gotten so polarized now, where it's gone to the maybe not to the extremes. I don't want to be that.
Oh no, it's there, George.
I don't want to exaggerate, but I mean they're dipping into much more in the right and much more to the left with regards to the Democrats. So, and it's created this very polarizing environment in the U.S. So I don't know.
You think it'll help if Biden wins?
I think between the two, obviously Biden is probably the one that is more capable of kind of bridging everything and kind of appeasing everyone and calming things down. But who knows, man? Honestly, like you said, maybe in a month from now, the guy's gonna stop taking his pills, and we're gonna have
Joe.
His dementia is gonna surface or something. I don't know. Clearly, the guy's health isn't top. So, and having said that, you got to give it to Trump. I mean, the guy was hospitalized. He was affected by COVID.
Seriously.
He comes out, and the guy does how many? 14 rallies in fucking 2 days.
Yeah.
Some crazy number. Like, where does that energy come from, man?
And they have
Regeneron.
They have thrown a lot at that man too over
these past four years.
I
This
mean,
guy's been through a lot.
Love him or hate him, you gotta respect.
Yeah, that guy's tough.
Yeah.
Like I don't think Biden could handle that. Biden can't handle a question.
What did he say the other day? If I come out, I'm gonna support of pressure.
Yeah.
And you're like, what?
But that's the best platform he's ran on.
We can't have four. No, the best platform he's ran on is no more. We can't have 4 more years of George. Did you see that?
Yeah. He thought he was running against you, bro.
Yeah, he's like, fuck that Greek guy from Brossard. He can't run this country.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy that
I
someone's
was telling my wife about it last night, and she's like, he didn't say that. I go,
Yeah.
she's like, okay. I'm like, well, what about the time he said, she goes, that never happened. I'm like, she's like, I don't even know what to believe anymore. Like,
yeah, it's completely great. What if someone? I'm just saying, George. Let's say he's
never heard her laugh
he's
so
in
hard,
charge
by the way.
for a month, okay?
Yeah.
And then something unpredictable happens. For example, somebody sneezes on him hard and he dies. What happens then?
A gentle gust cracks his spine.
What if a kid throws a baseball on him and he explodes?
What do you mean? What happens then?
Kamala Harris takes
Things
power.
go on, and there's regulations in place. The vice president takes over, and it's happened in the past, and it's gonna happen if.
What's the succession law for, like, who becomes vice president when the vice president becomes president?
I think
Secretary
they
of State?
appoint
they appoint
because you're
someone.
president, you appoint another vice
Oh,
president.
so you can choose from your party at that point.
Yeah.
Do they have to be elected already? Yeah, I assume so.
I don't think so.
Maybe
no.
from the Senate.
If-
She couldn't be like, "Hey, Bernie, come
Well,
on
she could.
down." Could she?
But she hates Bernie. Hates
No, I'm just saying. I'm
No,
using
because
Bernie as an example.
these are appointed. Keep in mind that even the what do they call them? The secretaries that the president chooses, they're not necessarily elected.
That's true. Yeah, they're appointments. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, this is
But
crazy.
the vice president must have to be an elected official.
No,
No?
you appoint him.
Interesting.
Yeah.
If
Because he select Kamala Harris to run on a ticket. It's Biden that gets elected.
Yeah.
And because she's
That's
appointed.
true,
I'm not sure. Do they vote for vice president? I'm not sure. I don't think.
No. You don't vote for vice president. You vote for
only
the
vote for
president and
Kanye.
whoever he's got with him as his running mate, that's who's getting that spot because you
Right.
appoint them. Because what could happen is, imagine Biden gets elected, dies, Kamala Harris takes over. She
Also
appoints
dies.
Trump as her vice president in an M. Night Shyamalan twist.
Yo.
Then on TV kills herself. Trump walks in and says, "I'm back, bitches."
that would be insane.
That would be the craziest thing. That would be when people are like, I'm just leaving. I don't know what happened.
Trudeau only did blackface twice.
Yeah, yeah.
Canada, we're coming
What
home.
season are we on? Why are people killing themselves on TV? What is this?
J.J.
No, but
Abrams.
do you
just
remember
shows up.
early on? Do you remember early on when Biden had won his convention and there were all these suggestions on who he would pick as a vice president, and there was one, I can't remember her name, but she was a conservative. She was a Republican, and they were thinking that he's gonna go and pick a Republican vice president.
That would have been smart.
That would have been smart, yeah.
I had read that somewhere, and she had very high chance. So I don't know exactly what happened, but I had read that somewhere.
That would be something that would genuinely make me happy to see something like that happen.
Like
in American
bipartisanship?
politics. Like a bipartisan government. Not that she has any real power,
But again, it comes back to what Pantelis is saying. Maybe the guy knows that health-wise, he's not there. So
Yeah.
what if he had to step down within the 4 years?
Look,
and
I'm
you
not
get the
a
Republicans
doctor,
back to the
George,
presidency?
but whatever he has or doesn't have, but whatever it seems like he has, I don't think it would allow him to know that he has it. Other people know.
No,
But
I
I think his mind is severely. It's not. He's not Joe Biden that was vice president. Not that Vice President Joe Biden did much more than help his crackhead son in the Ukraine, but like.
But he was sharp, man. He was. He was a sharp politician.
He was
you gotta
Joe.
give it to the guy.
Now he's Joe.
Hello, yo.
We saw yesterday in his speech last night. I don't know if you guys watched it. He's giving his speech. Okay, we're going strong. We're going to continue. Keep faith. Blah blah blah. You know, basically, it was just a motivation speech to keep all the volunteers kind of awake. And then you hear his wife just comes in. Thank the governor or something like that. So he had to thank the governor.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He's like a giant child. Yeah. They don't know, dude. Fuck, I feel bad, man.
I didn't know his wife was yappy.
Americans don't know what they're in for. Jesus
Speaking
Christ.
of wives interfering, if you guys remember, I can't. Was it in the 2014 election here in Quebec?
Talking about when Legault's wife ran her mouth and said a bunch of anti-Semitic shit.
No.
What? I don't remember this.
You don't remember this? I think it was in 2014.
It was right
They're
after
getting
he got
ready for a
elected.
press conference.
Okay.
So they haven't given the go-ahead yet, but the mics are on.
Yeah.
So they catch Legault telling his wife, bon, là, ici, là, toi, tu parles pas, okay?
You don't
telling her,
talk.
Okay, from now on, remember, don't talk now, okay? Don't say anything.
Shut up, dummy.
But wait, what had she said? Do you remember?
I can't remember what she had said.
Well, she said something racist.
Really?
Really?
It was at a party. She had been drinking. It was recorded.
What's the deal with all these blacks? He's like, oh, God damn it.
Hold on. I'm going to find it. It was a fucking hilarious story. He had just gotten elected. He was like, fuck. Legault wife, drunk. I'll find it. Poseidon, look for it also.
But this was in the one I'm talking about was in 2014. It was a press conference, and he basically just told her, "Look, be quiet for now."
That's funny.
I can't find it. What's her name, George?
Bre.
George, it looks like the Senate is still 47-47.
So what the hell's going on here, man?
Poseidon is fucking. We're being hacked by China, Poseidon. I can't find it. I lost interest. I'm
Well,
just looking
actually,
at
hold on.
random
This is
shit now.
according to Global News. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
No. I have the latest is 45-47.
Where?
I'm on Google search, and it's the Associated Press. I'll trust the Associated Press.
Okay, the New
Who
York
are they
Times.
associated with, though, George?
The New York Times is giving me
But
other stuff.
they're independent, and that's why the Associated Press is the best.
Oh, I think I found it.
Yeah, what does it say?
Oh, no, never mind.
No. Oh, well, that was anticlimactic.
Yeah, that's what he does to you.
I feel like every girl who's ever had sex with him right now.
AP News. Okay, I'll trust the
Here it
Associated
comes.
Press.
Is it in?
Oh, it's inside. Presidency hinges on
Male.
tight races in battleground states.
I mean, years from now, we're going to look back on this and be like, you remember the time the fucking United States Postal Service held the country hostage?
Yeah. Like they do with my Amazon packages.
The USPS? I mean, I've been having issues with kind of the post the last 2 days.
Yeah?
I ordered like a mic holder for my wireless mic. Remember the thing I told you about?
Mm-hmm.
And it's been out for delivery for days. Like, I can't figure out where it is, why it's not coming. Yesterday, I saw a package. I was so excited. Turns out it was just a picture of your dog.
Oh.
Yeah.
I found the clip.
Did you?
Yeah.
So hold
Go
on.
on.
You're telling
Go
me
on
you're the one
YouTube.
that taped it like that?
What?
No, nothing. Never mind.
I didn't open the package. I just saw
Fucking
him
idiot. You
post-
thought he mailed it to himself, you dummy.
nothing. I heard.
thought I
something.
opened the package to be
And
like,
then
bro,
remailed it.
my mistake. My name not Pantelis. I have to close this up now and hide my crimes. No, dude. I saw the picture. I can't believe you asked me that.
I'm
Honestly,
sorry.
sometimes
I'm sorry. That was
pretty
stupid.
I worry about you. You know that, right?
No, I heard something. Nothing. I heard
He
something.
needs a
else.
helmet. He needs a
He
helmet.
needs-
No, I
needs a
don't. I'm
blue
fine.
helmet
No,
so we
I'm
could
fine.
identify him.
I'm fine. I don't need a blue helmet. I heard something else. I
My
heard.
brain,
I
my
misheard.
brain hurts after that.
So, yo, put the audio on your mic so we can hear him. Tell her to shut the fuck up.
Hey, ferme ta gueule, toi.
Hey, Tu parles pas? Tu parles pas?
The only thing.
No, moi qui parle. Okay, hold on. Go on YouTube. Go on YouTube, and the
Jordan,
title is
shut it.
Legault dit ta gueule à sa femme.
Taël.
Which is
He
a
did
bit
not say
stretched,
ta gueule.
A
Did
little
he?
exaggerated there.
Fuck your mouth.
Oh, it's so funny. Legault. What's her name? We said
I forget her name.
Mrs.
I know her
Legault.
family name is Bre. Isabelle Bre.
Nebre.
Isabelle Bray.
Like her maiden name is Bray?
B-R-A-I-S. Just put Legault dit.
Fucked way.
I want to find what she said back then. That was so funny.
No, I prefer this. I want to hear him say
No,
that.
I want both. But
Yeah.
I feel bad because now he's the boss.
Did you get
Oh,
it, Sam?
I think I found it.
Okay,
Yeah?
play it. Let's hear
Is
this.
it from 6 years ago, George?
Yeah,
2014. Good math.
Yeah.
Hold on.
It's a short clip. It's like 13 seconds.
I know, but he's
It's going to
just.
take 68 seconds.
No, but I want to put it up for people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. I mean, I'll take it. I'll allow it.
If he knows what he's doing.
I wonder. Ultimate test. Ready?
Oh, wait. Hold on.
Doesn't know what he's doing.
Dial.
I got to find the... I got to
By the way, it doesn't say ta gueule. The guy over
Oh,
exaggerates.
okay.
Just says, okay, là, c'est moi qui parle.
Fake news.
Hold on. Oh, there you go. I found it. Okay.
It goes very fast, eh? So we gotta.
Okay.
All right.
OK. Êtes-vous prêt? Bonjour. Non, non, c'est pas toi qui parles. Très bien. Est-ce que vous êtes prêt? Oui. Ben, bonjour tout le monde. Écoutez, évidemment.
That was so
Look at her
good.
face. Did you see her face after?
Yeah, just because he had that
c'est
smile.
pas
He's
toi
like,
qui parle.
hey, it's not you who's talking right now. Shut the fuck up. Oh, that's amazing.
That's so good.
Oh, I'm down with
It
that.
was fucking hilarious.
C'est pas toi qui parle là.
Just before his press conference, man.
You know
Fucking
what?
mucks around, dude.
I'm gonna,
you know
I'm
what
gonna
it is?
defend that buffoon. He did nothing wrong.
No, it wasn't her turn.
Sometimes you gotta tell the people around you to shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
You got
you
a
have
job.
to,
The
yeah.
man has a job to do.
Running this nation.
Running this nation. Yeah, what's happening with him, man?
Who?
With Legault now, is he still pushing hard on the OLFQ?
The OQLF?
Yeah, whatever the fuck it is.
I messaged them last night. I was concerned as a citizen of Quebec. I saw that the mayor of Montreal, she posted in English about the American elections. So
Yeah.
I tagged them and I was, hey, well, what the fuck's going on here? Can you guys take care of this?
Well, what's happening this week? I don't know if you guys
I'm gonna
remember
rip
Bill
her.
21. Bill 21
Just
was
do it
the
right
bill
under
that
my thing. Like, get it into a chain. Like,
I
make
saw
it.
him.
Oh.
Bill
Go on.
21. Basically, when they got elected, they passed this bill, which was
Isn't
to
that
ban,
today? They're voting on it. It was like yesterday.
no, they're not. They voted. It passed in the House.
No, I mean,
but
it was
got
in court
contested.
again. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It got contested, so it's in the courts now. So, and the hearings have started. So
I mean, the
we'll see
idea
what-
of fighting Bill 21, like even pushing for Bill 21 right now to like head coverings. Like, we're all wearing masks anyways. Like, who cares?
I have a feeling that just based on the Charter of Rights and Freedoms,
and freedoms.
I think they
What
might
sounds better, ici on parle français or on parle français ici?
win. Both. You can say both.
That's what I'm tweeting Valérie Plante. Ici on parle français.
Au Québec, on parle français.
Guys, by the way, let me just plug in something.
Are you gonna
Yes.
plug a book?
Plug, baby, baby.
I have this Friday on the podcast. This guy right here,
Mr.
Ali-
T? How did you get
No,
Mr.
no,
T?
no. Moi, Ali Nestor.
Oh, that's not Mr. T.
Ali
Why did you
Nestor.
fucking get me excited?
This is a guy that
Who's
I
cooler than
haven't
Mr.
worked
T?
with, but he's in Saint Michel. This is a former gang member. And we're not talking about little
Bang,
small, yeah, like little losers in Parc-Ex hanging around in corners. This is like
What the
real
fuck did you
gang
just call me?
like in the 80s and 90s, like in the Blood Brothers and
The blood? You mean the Bloods?
yeah, like
The
this-
Blood Brothers.
No,
The blood.
he means the members
He was in
of the blood.
the Blood Brother and the Cripples. You know
no,
these
no,
gangs.
George just meant the sect of the Bloods who are also brothers.
That's all the sex.
I know. It is
Wait,
all
George.
the
So this
sex.
guy's coming over to your house, and you guys are gonna talk about gang stuff.
It's going up on Friday. So basically, this guy was in
what?
the gang. He was in and out of jail a lot.
When did he come over? How come you didn't tell me? When was he there?
So this gangbanger is gonna come to your house for what? A gangbang?
This already been recorded. It's going up on Friday.
Well, when was he there? You didn't tell me.
Yeah, no, he came. When did we record? I think. Oh, it was on Monday actually.
I mean, it
Monday.
doesn't
How
matter.
come you didn't invite me to hang out with the gang members?
He didn't come here, bro. We did it at the.
Oh,
you
Skype.
can
Oh.
keep him at a distance. I get what you're
Nice.
saying. I
I
get what
see
you're saying.
you're
Yeah,
doing,
okay.
And so this guy came out of the gang.
Lives Matter.
It's a one
fixed
color
his-
home. I get it.
Fixed this shit.
I mean, it's
Fixed
not.
this shit.
His
Fixed this
kids
shit,
live there.
and he opened a school, a boxing school, martial arts. That's what his
that's pretty
expertise
cool.
was in. And he, it's this huge organization, and he keeps kids off the streets, and he kind of mentors them and
Yo,
everything.
he's
It's
like a
complete
real life
180.
Apollo Creed.
Show us the book again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's,
Le Petit Prince de la Rue.
Is that what it's
Moi,
called?
Yeah.
Moi, Ali Nestor, Petit Prince de la Rue. I think everybody should read this fucking book,
Where,
especially.
is it available on Amazon?
No, I bought it at I went to Renaud-Bré and I got it. But yeah, I'm sure.
Okay,
you can
so
find it.
in Quebec, show it again one more time. Show it again, keep it up there. Moi, Ali Nestor, Petit Prince de la Rue, and this guy's making a difference in the community.
Je suis d'accord avec ça.
Je suis d'accord avec ça.
Guys, it's an amazing podcast. Just his story.
It's
If you
very
don't want to read the
interesting.
book, we
a
talk
thought,
about his book
concept.
on the podcast and everything, all the good stuff that he's doing now. Just incredible fucking journey. I can't believe I have him on the podcast. It's been like over a year that I've been running after him, but
Been chasing the gang member for a year, George.
Eh?
George, do you even hear yourself sometimes?
I've been chasing him for a year.
Sometimes you speak Greek and English and it's hilarious.
The guy found it suspicious. He's like, bro, I haven't been in the gang in years. What do you want from me, officer?
Leave me alone. I know who you worked for.
Oh, good for this guy, dude. Good for this guy. Oh, I like that.
Major local player. Like I knew about him, but I never got to work with him because he was in Saint Michel, in Montreal Nord. So we.
So maybe Poseidon, there's something we could do with this guy. Maybe to help him out, get some views out there, do something.
Yeah, invite him.
Or maybe he's way more popular than you.
He's
and he
very
can
well
help
known.
you.
This guy, he does every year.
With what?
he
That I
does
having
the-
children come to my shows? What are you talking about? He works with kids. I'm talking
No,
about
no,
getting
it's
adults
like
to
young
help him.
adults,
Thank
not-
you for that. That made me feel really fucking good. Like, fuck you.
Go
young
on.
adults. He works with all the schools. He's very well known. This guy does every year les 12 rondes de l'espoir. He invites 12 personalities, like famous people, and they box. And it's like a fundraiser.
What? Let's do this.
That's
He's
dope.
the guy that trains Justin Trudeau. So that fight where he fought the senator.
George, listen
He's
to me.
freaking out, George.
There is a chance in this world that for charity, I can box against Trudeau. Dude, I will box against Trudeau and Valerie Plante at the same time. Let's get this done.
Fucking,
This is the guy that made Denis Coderre lose 150 pounds. Like he goes to
George.
his gym.
oh, this guy's
He's a-
fucking.
You
No,
don't
he's
know
a
this,
great-
George.
he's a
You
great
don't know
guy.
this. I
He's a
want you to
great guy.
text Ali Nestor right now
George
and
is
let him
freaking
know
out.
that you just made Ali Nestor my favorite person on the planet. Like this, instantly. Poseidon has moved to 97. He was at 96 previously. This is great
Where
news.
do I fall on that list?
Ali Nestor is now my hero. We must box Trudeau for charity. Are we down for this? Can we make this happen?
I want this to happen.
Just a great guy, and hopefully you guys will tune in on Friday.
I will tune in on Friday, and I also will follow this guy, and I will support him. I like this guy. I like what he's doing. I appreciate anyone who's willing to put the time in. It must be annoying, kids being annoying, taking care of them and stuff. So he cares about the community, unlike some of these politicians. So I support that. And also Montreal Nord, or Saint Michel, not an easy place.
No,
Especially in the 80s and 90s when this
no.
guy was involved in gangs.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only been there once because I had a client
we
out there.
talk
and it was
about
scary.
discrimination, all that stuff. Systemic racism, obviously, that he's
Are you
seen
fighting on
right
Twitter right
firsthand.
now? Is that
So
what's
just
happening?
a
Breaking
crazy
news.
story.
Breaking news.
Breaking news out of UEFA. Soccer news.
UEFA.
Oh, yeah.
Azerbaijani football, soccer, official, who's Azerbaijani football's official, has been banned by UEFA for calling for all of Armenians to be exterminated.
Jesus
Elaborate.
Christ.
Yeah, Azerbaijan,
Come on, like
progressive nation.
the Azeris are known to be very progressive.
So yeah, this douchebag right here with his face, he has been expelled for, he said all Armenians should be exterminated.
Is there context? I guess we don't need context.
I will
here,
tell you right now. An Azerbaijani football club official has been banned by UEFA, at least until investigations into his violation of the basic rules of decent conduct has finished because of the genocidal comments he made on social media against Armenians. The Karabakh FC official, Karabakh, that's a fucking stupid fucking team, was also charged with racist
Why
and
are they in
discriminatory
UEFA?
conduct. Everyone's in UEFA.
But it's Europe.
I know. So's Russian teams.
Yeah. that's fair.
So's Israeli teams.
I mean, Russia I can kind of see a little bit.
The
but
peak European football body said Nurlan Ibramov is provisionally banned from exercising any football-related activity with immediate effect until the UEFA control, ethics, and disciplinary body
even-
decides on the metrics of the case. Because they have to make sure. They go, did he talk shit about people we like or not? Ibrahimov is charged with racism
how can he be charged
and
with racism?
violating the basic rules of conduct, okay?
Oh,
The
okay,
PR
right.
and media manager of... Oh, he's the media manager. This guy's good for media relations. Called for... Listen to this.
Oh God.
This is what he called for on social media.
Tell me.
This is the PR guy. This is the team's PR guy. He's like, yo, guys, this is, goals are good, but however, you know what's better? kill all Armenians, old and young, before attempting to justify the Armenian genocide committed by Turkey. So first he said kill them all, and then he said, by the way, the Armenian genocide, there's reasons for it. So yeah, this guy, holy fucking shit. We must, look at this front page headline that made the news. We must kill all Armenians. Wow.
What article is this? I'll bring it up for the people.
Just type in. I found it on.
Just type in "we must kill."
We must kill all Armenian. Type that.
Yeah,
And then you get flagged the whole.
No. But go to Azeri football Armenia. You'll find it. We must kill all Armenian children, women, and the elderly. We need to kill them. Holy shit! Listen to this. We need to kill them without making a distinction. No regrets, no compassion. He wrote on social media.
God.
Yeah. Stand-up kind of guy.
How can anyone hate the Armenians that much?
I have a follow-up question to my buddy Trudeau.
Yeah.
Still happy about giving weapons to these cocksuckers?
They got blood on their hands for sure, man. We said that on one of the episodes.
Dude, Trudeau has blood on his hands. That's why, if you guys want, we can will this boxing match together so you can have blood somewhere else too.
It's not going to happen.
Also, breaking news: the Greek government is planning to announce a new nationwide lockdown as of Friday.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, they went from like no cases to thousands in like 4 days.
Well, obviously, I mean,
Turkey has been sponsoring the Azerbaijani military and Syrian mercenaries to invade Artsakh from the indigenous Armenian forces since September 27th.
Okay, we know that.
Yeah,
We've gone deep on this, and I think it's time for. It's about that time of the day.
Yeah, it's about the time of the day. Poseidon, cue the music. Let's get some happy thoughts in here. Listen, guys. Don't kill Armenians.
Free Kurdistan.
Leave my Armenian brothers alone. Free Kurdistan too, yeah. Let's hope that the government here recognizes Artsakh. It'll go a long way. I doubt it, but I hope so.
Yeah,
I'm hoping for it. Try to be good to your neighbors. Don't stress too much about the elections. Doesn't matter who wins, one or the other. Neither of them give a shit about you. So don't take it personal. It's true. Don't let it affect your daily routine. Enjoy your neighbors. Don't be an asshole. Don't be racist.
But
don't be a prick. That's it.
Don't be creepy like Poseidon from the window without them knowing.
Watch
while
them
they
from a
change.
distance.
Yes.
Look, join us this Friday night, 9 p.m. We're going to be watching movies here with Poseidon. Probably Demolition Man. We're thinking Demolition Man. We'll see what it's going to be.
Fucking good
But
movie.
that's only available on the Patreon Discord. So head over to the Patreon Discord. That's going to be good.
How do they get to the Patreon Discord?
You sign up on Patreon, patreon.com/Pantelis. Any of the tiers get you into the Patreon Discord.
That's pretty
It's
cool.
a good time. We got a thriving community on Patreon and on Discord, rather, where you could share memes, people talk, they prepare for all these shows, they get the inside scoop on everything. We got podcasts going up on Patreon and then on the YouTube channel weekly. I mean, daily almost. There's not a day that goes by without a live stream or a podcast going up. We're working really hard over here at Pantelis Comedy. I got a good team working with me. You can also catch the #1 podcast in the country, 2 Drink Minimum. Goes live on the 2 Drink Minimum channel tonight, 8 p.m. Mike Ward, myself, Poseidon will be recapping all of our weekly fuckery for you guys to enjoy. Every Sunday, Pantelis Live is on this channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. Tell your friends about it. The gentleman joining us from Brassard is George Tedizos. He's got a podcast with a bunch of other fathers. They get together called Just Us Dads. iPapi.com. iPapi Le Podcast. Where they get to talk about dad-related activities. And they high-five moms and they're like, get the fuck out of the room. This is just for dads. It's a good program. Check it out wherever podcasts are sold. Links are in the description. Follow George. Follow Phil over here. Phil's podcast, Fill My Hole, where he goes around and forcibly fills people's holes, is on his channel right now. Fill My Hole, balabanos.com. Check all that out. Poseidon is the Poseidon69 on Twitter and Instagram. The Poseidon69, Twitter and Instagram. Again, links in the description. PantelisComedy.com for everything you might want. I hope I did that properly and you guys are signing up and you're enjoying it. We will see you tonight, 8 p.m. on the 2 Drink Minimum channel. Thank you.
And until then, did you cut me off?
No.
Go watch This Just Thing, guys. It's
This
waiting
Just
for
Thing.
you right
New
now. Fresh,
episode
fresh.
dropped yesterday. It got lost in the elections. It's about terrorism and sausages.
Sausages.
Delicious. Thank you, guys.